Weights have been lifted. Sprints have been run. Preparation for today's game is history. It's time to get it done. You're listening on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
The Scholar Athlete Award rolls into its 35th year, and a quarterback goes from Blake Shelton's team to the Grass Lake team. We'll explain. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. Applications are now being accepted for the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. 32 student athletes will eventually be selected to receive $2,000 college scholarships. This is the 35th year of working with Farm Bureau on these awards. Since the 1988-89 school year, Farm Bureau has handed out $1 million in scholarships for the Scholar Athlete Award. Seniors with an unrounded 3.5 or better grade point average who have earned at least one varsity letter in an MHSAA-sponsored sport are eligible to apply. Everything you need to apply can be found online at MHSAA.com, and the application deadline is Friday, December 1st. Finalists will be announced in late January. The scholarship winners will be announced throughout the month of February, and those winners will be honored during the boys basketball finals at the Breslin Center in East Lansing in March. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from this past week. First, Kearney Nadeau's Samantha Ketch had 18 assists, 8 aces, and 7 digs in a straight sets win over Rapid River on the volleyball court. Zeeland swimmer Jenna Mayer, she was first in 2 individual events and part of 2 relay wins in a dual victory over Holland. Mayer was the fastest in the 50 free and the 100 breaststroke, and on teams that won the 200 medley and 200 freestyle. And to Brighton cross-country runner Elijah Forboard, his time of 16:33 was enough to give Brighton a tie-break win over Northville in the Elite Division at the Spartan Invitational. Brighton and Northville are the last 2 Division I champs and were tied after the first 5 runners, but Forboard's run gave the Bulldogs the win.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
In golf, it's common to hear about birdies, eagles, maybe an albatross, or in my case, a snowman. But what if an actual animal interferes with your ball while in play? There are 2 kinds of interference. The first involves a ball still in motion. If you are putting and a squirrel darts out and stops or redirects your putt, you simply get a do-over from the original spot. Off the green, if a moving ball is stopped or redirected, you play the ball from where it ultimately stops. If your ball is stopped and a seagull picks it up and carries it off, you just replace the ball to its original spot and proceed. It doesn't happen often, but now you know how to deal with squirrels and seagulls in addition to birdies and eagles.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. Quarterbacks are used to using their voice in the huddle, but how many of them get to use it on a stage in front of a national audience while singing? That's the case for Grass Lake junior Braden Lape. He has Grass Lake off to a 3-0 start this year, throwing for 260 yards a game and a total of 10 touchdowns so far. In the offseason, Lape was on a different team. Competing on the 22nd season of NBC's The Voice, Lape was on Blake Shelton's team and ultimately placed 5th in the singing competition. From there, he spent the summer touring the East Coast and performing at some events closer to home like the Jackson County Fair. Lape has released 2 singles so far, Hand It To Ya and Feels Like the First Time, and hopes to continue a career in music while also hoping to lead Grass Lake to the postseason. You can follow Braden on Instagram for updates at Braden_Lape24. And to hear and see some of his performances from The Voice, go to MHSAA.com and check out Doug Donnelly's article on the singer/quarterback. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll see you next week.
Start step up the middle of the field, 40, big hole 50, he's gone 45, at the 30, left sideline 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Jaden Terry. The tank to the answer, give read option keeper a whole bunch of space, at the 40, got the 35, 30, up the middle of the field, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Bryce Underwood. And welcome to game night. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Tim with you here on in at the 14-yard line, will be offset by Tyson Mann. Jimmy's over the 30, burst to speed at the 40, right sideline 50, able to get away from the tackle, walking the tightrope at the 30, 25-20, all alone, 10-5, touchdown Grandville. Snap to Underwood from the gun, fake handoff in the RPO, thrown left side, caught Yarbrough, sidesteps the defender at the 5, walks in the end zone, touchdown Belleville. The Tigers put it away, 34-17, they're going to go back-to-back. Fake handoff, keeper left side over the 45-yard line, upside the numbers of the 40, 35-30, left sideline 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, 7 touchdowns for Mason McKenzie, and Caledonia has just about served this one up on ice. And welcome to game night, and welcome to Grandville Homecoming 2023 for a border war rivalry atop the OK Red. It's Grandville and Hudsonville on MGN. My name is Nate Dreyer. Solo tonight, Chandler Timmer will rejoin me next time, and welcome inside Bulldog Stadium here for our Centennial Securities pre-game show, and it's a rivalry game on homecoming. It doesn't take much more than that to get you fired up for this one tonight. We've been previewing it all week, and we've been ready for this one, but we also have got some late-breaking news that we'll have to get to as we get into this one as well, with some different injuries and different things that will change, and it'll start with the Eagles. Their junior quarterback, Griffin Baker, who we talked so much about on our Tailgate Report podcast this week, out tonight, recently had a surgery. They hope to get him back shortly, so they're going to be going to a sophomore call-up. Brady Van Lick will come up, and that sophomore was the fifth quarter guy, the JV quarterback, will come up tonight, and he will be looking to lead this Eagle attack. We'll see what other things they may come up with, but Hudsonville to a backup sophomore quarterback tonight for an offense that already has had some struggles early in the season. We'll see if this maybe changes things. I've been watching the kid in pre-game warm-ups, and certainly looks like he throws a good ball. They have a lot of the good weapons around that we talked so much about, so we're looking at all of that. Grandville looking to continue what's a 3-game winning streak in this rivalry over Hudsonville here tonight versus this revamped Hudsonville team, and even more revamped than what we thought they were coming into this week. One note on the broadcast, as you may have mentioned, or noticed, I should say, at the start, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with some of our scoreboard graphics, so we've changed that up, and we'll just have that base look at the bottom of the scoreboard with the graphics in the quarter on there tonight, and hopefully we'll be able by next time we are on video coverage to get the graphic fully back up and working. So apologies for that ahead of time, and I think this is a good chance to move ahead in our Centennial Securities pregame show, and we're going to move on after a quick break to hear from this week's guest. It was a really, really great interview this week with Stephen Jackson, the Grandville senior do-it-all guy on the offensive and defensive line, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, play some end as well. He's such a big part of this team, and we cannot wait to get to him. So let's send it away to a break. We'll come right back with Stephen Jackson in our Captain's Corner segment here on Game Night.
I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. I've heard it said that professional coaches measure success in rings, college coaches measure success in championships, and high school coaches measure it in titles. But youth coaches measure success in smiles. At Centennial Securities, we're like the youth coach. Our success is measured by the smiles on the faces of our satisfied clients. If you're a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
2, 1. And welcome back, everyone, to MGN and our Captain's Corner segment. And joined this week by Grandville Senior offensive and defensive lineman Stephen Jackson. First off, Stephen, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, coming off a great practice.
Absolutely, yeah. Recording this coming off Monday, first practice, of course, with such a big rivalry game coming up this weekend. We'll get into that going ahead. Let's take one step back first, and let's take a look at this win over East Kentwood, I guess. First, just talk about it from a team perspective. Both sides of the ball, I think a really good performance, especially up front in the trenches. What are kind of some of your main takeaways from that East Kentwood performance?
We had some really good push, and of course they had 5 really good D linemen down there. They were huge guys, but they had a couple times where they just they were just too big, and they got a couple of good tackles. But everybody up did their job, and I think that's why we scored so many good points. And Jaden Terry just making very many good plays, just like he was so hyped up to do. So.
Yeah, actually, you touched on that. That was one of my questions for later. You know, for you as an offensive line unit to have the group of running backs, including Jaden and the other guys that you do that are such great runners, they help blocking as well. I mean, that has to just add so much more to the momentum that you guys get such a great push. They, of course, have got the speed and the talent to also add on to that push, and it's just got to really be a great momentum boost for you guys to get to work together.
Yeah. I mean, those guys can break off and make 70-yard plays whenever. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking at the offensive side of the ball, and of course you play such a big role really for the last couple of years, but this year we're seeing you on both sides of the ball so much. So the offensive line is an unreal unit that you guys have this year. I mean, like we've mentioned on the show and on broadcast, I mean, you guys almost have quote unquote too much talent because you've had a guy like Mike Medeiros that you've moved to being a tight end and essentially an extra 6 lineman that you're able to throw out there. Tell me about the momentum as a group you guys feel right now. Another really good push up front. In this last game, it's a big East Kentwood team, like you said. It's got to be a fun experience, I would say, to get to be a part of this really, really talented offensive line.
Yeah, I think it's a great experience. We have a couple new guys up front, but that's like not stopping us. Like we have Daniel Wiley. It's his first year, and he looks like he's been playing for years. So, and we have Mike, and he's just such a big guy. The double teams are just amazing with him. And then the other side, we have Gibby and Jay Weiss. We know they're blocking really well for Tank. He's making all these great plays. So, and Brett and AJ, they have these great double teams on trap, making good plays for Kopko on these trap plays. So
yeah, absolutely. Like you said, there's so much depth and so many guys that are really working. Other side of the ball. At the same time, you look at the defensive line, and that's been really impressive, and that's a group that we expected to rotate out quite a bit. But I think we've seen some consistency in the group that has been out there. But the one thing that we have seen is, especially late in contests, really good pass rush, shutting down the run game up front on the whole as well. I mean, the defensive side of the ball on that line has been just as impressive in a lot of ways as what the offensive line has been.
Yeah, I mean, all summer we have a new D-line coach. He's much different from last year, and he's been just hitting us hard on just getting off the ball and being physical up front and making sure if we read pass, then we have to get to the quarterback. So that has helped so much with our new D-line coach. So
yeah, absolutely. Sorry, go ahead.
I think that's why we are so dominant up front with run and pass.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you talk about that as kind of the mental side of the game. So for you as a player that obviously there's the physical nature of having to play on both sides of the ball, the mental side of things at the same time. I think you have a defensive unit that shifts around. I mean, you guys use some 3-man front, some 4-man front. Obviously the offense does a lot of different things, even just out of one formation. So everyone thinks of the physical aspect, which is obvious, of having to play both ways, but tell me a little bit about that mental aspect and how you're able to keep yourself fresh playing, the vast majority of the snaps throughout the game.
I mean, Landis, if you ever mess up, Landis just makes sure to make us think in the next play perspective. So if you make a bad play, then just think of next play. And if like, it's called red and gold. So if I have to like kick people off, I will. So that's the like different personnels. So that's the mental side, just with all the defense, and I have to make sure we have the right personnel on the field.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's I'm impressed, obviously, and then there's obviously the physical side. You can't see it, but on the graphic we have up, there's a picture of you that's on our graphic of you're walking off the field, you're bloodied on your arm. You've got like all of the the turf pellets and stuff as well, and you can see the physical nature, obviously, of what your game and what this team brings to the table. Let's step a little bit aside from talking about this year, and as we always do, kind of where are you thinking right now in terms of some of your thoughts for colleges that you're looking at next year? Maybe playing sports at the next level, major, early on in your senior year, but where are some of your thoughts for next year also currently at?
I really want to play football in college. I mean, I haven't really got any offers yet, but this is something I want to pursue and want to be great at. So
yeah, no, I mean, we've gotten the chance to watch you for the last couple of years, and I certainly think there are a lot of college programs that would love what you bring to the table, and we've seen it both sides of the ball with the physicality and the nature of your game on the whole. All right, let's take a look ahead, and let's take a look to this weekend. It's homecoming. It's a rivalry game against Hudsonville. It's a Hudsonville team that I think is back to being a little bit more physical in some regards to what they have been in the last couple of years. Tell me some of the thoughts and some of the things that you have, prepping for this Hudsonville matchup.
I mean, Stiegel always says next game's the biggest game, so we're just looking just straight on them, and we're going to make sure that they know that we are the most hard-hitting and most physical team up front and on offense and defense, and we're just going to do it for 4 quarters and make them not want to play with us. So that's what we're thinking up front.
No, absolutely. I can't wait to see it, and just kind of wrapping it up. Obviously, senior year, captain. Tell me about the emotional part of it. It's the homecoming game, and it's a rivalry game. It's like you said, it's always the next game's the biggest game and that mindset, but it's got to be that much easier to get up for this game and just kind of all those little elements and all the juice that's going to be there at Bulldog Stadium Friday night.
I mean, yeah, it's my last homecoming game, so I'm looking forward to getting my name out there and making sure I play as well as I know I can play, and making sure it's a great team effort and picking my teammates up and making sure that we come out with a win.
All right. I can't wait to see it, and good luck out there, Stefan, on Friday night. Obviously, we'll be watching, and we'll be there. So can't wait. Good luck, and thank you again so much for your time tonight.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right. This has been Captain's Corner on MGN.
The 76 Diner and Truck Stop would like to invite you and your families to come and check out their diner. With locations in both Byron Center and Coopersville, they're a great place to stop before or after the game. They have a wide variety of menu choices to feed all the kids. They serve breakfast hot all day, and they're able to accommodate all of your large group needs. Their full menu is available for takeout orders, and they have online ordering at 76truckstopdiner.com.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
The Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan.
167 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going, and going, and going, and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
Michigan Athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grshof.com.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
167 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going, and going, and going, and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
And welcome back here to Grandville. Nate Dreyer with you on game night on Michigan Sports Radio here. Homecoming for the Grandville Bulldogs, and it's a rivalry night homecoming as well for the Dogs as Hudsonville in the border war in town tonight for what is certainly going to be a really, really interesting matchup that we're going to have coming up tonight as we continue through on this Centennial Securities pre-game show. And one of the first things to certainly talk about, we already talked about, of course, is the quarterback situation. Brady Van Lick, the sophomore, going to be forced to take the commands, it looks like, in the reins of this Hudsonville offense here tonight as we wait for the Bulldogs behind Eric Stiegel. They'll find their way through the inflated Bulldog and get ready to run out to what is a very big and very, very raucous crowd here tonight on this homecoming. The matchups to look for, of course, the big one is the Grandville offense versus the Hudsonville defense. These are the calling card units for each of these teams. The Grandville offense scoring nearly 40 points per game and rolling in okay red play, and a Hudsonville defense giving up less than 10 points per game. A physical and tough unit for certain that they bring to the table. And here come the Bulldogs as they get ready to take the field and take to homecoming 2023 and a rivalry clash, the third game of the OK Red. The Bulldogs 3-1 on the season, the loss to Davison, and then of course Hudsonville rolls into this game unbeaten already on this young season. We'll look at the secondaries. Both teams can certainly create turnovers, create mistakes. Keep an eye out for that. And now the quarterback battle. The senior Cash Ruff for the Bulldogs going up against a first-time starter sophomore, a JV quarterback who's a fifth quarter guy in Van Lick, getting ready to step into the lineup for Hudsonville tonight. So we will have our eye on all of that for certain. National anthem on deck. We're going to step aside and be right back here from Grandville. We've got the Bulldogs and the Eagles in a homecoming clash coming up next.
Michigan Hearing Experts sell and service several brands of hearing aids. Are you having trouble having a conversation or unable to hear the latest play of the game? We perform comprehensive hearing exams and use real ear measurements to ensure optimal functioning hearing aids for your unique needs. Our highly trained doctors of audiology are dedicated to helping you reconnect with your world. Visit MichiganHearingExperts.com to find a location near you and take the first step towards better hearing with Michigan Hearing Experts.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
Have you recently collided with a deer or been caught in an unfortunate accident? Don't worry, Car Center Collision and Glass is your trusted partner to bring your vehicle back to life. With convenient branches in Cedar Springs, Burton Heights, Alpine, and Big Rapids, we're right around the corner to provide expert assistance. From collision repairs to mechanical fixes, we're your one-stop solution for all your car needs. Check us out at carcentermi.com. Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
Can you identify your #1 personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
All right, thank you to the Grandville Marching Band for our national anthem. We're ready to go here on game night on Michigan Sports Radio. Again, quick apologies this evening. Some slight technical difficulties with that scoreboard graphic, so we're going a little bit manual on the graphic, so we'll certainly be sure at minimum to say the time and the score as much as possible. My old broadcast training from Mr. Eric Halen that used to own MGN certainly coming into the forefront in that regard. Tonight, we have head coaches Eric Stiegel from the Grandville Bulldogs and Brent Sandy from the Hudsonville Eagles. That is tonight's head coaches, presented by Sporting U. Sporting U, you think it, we ink it. We have what you need to look your best. Check them out online at sportingu.com. And also, this week's Family Fair Tailgate Special is fresh, all-natural, boneless beef chuck roast for only $2.47 a pound. Visit shopfamilyfair.com for all the specials throughout this game. We'll also be looking out for our Car Center hit of the game, the Farmers Insurance play of the game, the Centennial Securities winning game plan best play call of the game, along with the Rainbow Grill player of the game. We also welcome on the Hudsonville on Michigan Sports Radio, presenting sponsors the Derby Tavern and Terry Hall Roller Rink. We'll be hearing from them throughout the evening. Captains to center field here at Bulldog Stadium. Had a chance to talk to 77 Maroon Stephen Jackson during the tailgate report and on our pregame show this week. As we get ready for the rivalry game, the Bulldogs in the home maroon uniforms, white on the pants and the helmets, and the classic Grandville look with the maroon helmet and the block white G, the white stripes down the middle. Hudsonville returns to the old school helmet, the gold helmet with the blue wings on the side and an all white uniform. It will be Grandville receiving the opening kickoff in this one. Hudsonville won the toss. They declined the option. Grandville will take the football, as we typically see happen in Grandville games. Bulldogs started kicking it away last week to East Kentwood in the win there. Again, this game, both teams unbeaten in conference play. Hudsonville 4-0 overall. Grandville 3-1 with the lone loss coming to Davison, who remains ranked one of the absolute best units in the entire state. So that is where we set up for this one. The heart of the OK Red schedule is on for the Bulldogs. It's West Ottawa next week, and then it's the back-to-back gauntlet of the schedule of Caledonia and Rockford coming up. So the Bulldogs certainly entering the meat of this OK Red schedule right now. Grandville riding a 3-game winning streak in this contest. Solid performance, a 2-3 score win last year. And, of course, you look at some of these last matchups, and we'll have more stats-wise to talk about that as well. We've seen Grandville in different ways be able to win this game in the last couple of years in what has always been still a close game. Miguel Rojas, the junior, is back for the Bulldogs, getting ready to receive this one as the junior, Ian Munoz, will have it on the tee and get ready to send it away for the Eagles. The Bulldogs and head coach Eric Stiegel have been moving around this receiving unit so far in the early portion of this season. It will be Rojas drawing the receiving duties right here for the Bulldogs as he backs inside his own 5-yard line, and Rojas gets ready to send it away here from Bulldog Stadium. Check that. Carson Geisey, the junior, will actually be doing the opening kickoff. So Geisey to send it away here for the Eagles, and away we go. It's homecoming for the Bulldogs And the OK Red meat of the schedule is on. It'll be a return here from Miguel Rojas, shifting over the 20-yard line. Able to put one more move on, but shut down by a quartet of Eagles with nowhere to go immediately after that. Jalen Oosting in on the tackle, and here comes Cash Ruff and this dangerous Grandville offense. The Bulldogs averaging 36.75 points per game on the season early out of their T attack. Of course, Jaden Terry been the main talking point in all of that. The terrific sophomore who has now picked up a Toledo offer to go along with his Central Michigan offer. Now 12 rushing and one more receiving touchdown. Had that long receiving TD last week, I should say, on this season. Kopko in the middle of Sadinsky and Jaden Terry. Rough the turn, and it's a give to Jaden Terry to open up this ball game. He's got the outside as far as the 25 for a gain of 2 or 3 yards, and that is what this defense for Hudsonville is so adept at being able to do. Allowing only 2 points against Howell, who also is a T attack back in their first week of the season. Keeping an eye out for that. As we mentioned, though, this has been Grandville defending the border for certain. 17 a couple years ago. Marcel Love, the final minute touchdown. The dominant offensive performance in 2021. And then last year also, both sides of the ball, the Bulldogs go north of 40 points again in that one. This is a 2nd and 7 for Grandville from their own 26-yard line. It's a give up the middle on the trap to Carson Kopko. Here goes Kopko all alone, or take that Sadinsky. It's Easton Sadinsky breaking free. Touchdown Grandville. Sadinsky out of the mess, going to the house. 74 yards. Easton Sadinsky breaking free, getting free, and the Bulldogs with an early first advantage, 11:06 to go in the first. So all the talking about this Hudsonville terrific defensive unit. Grandville busting it open, that inside run. Normally looks like the setup of one of the trap plays that Carson Kopko takes. Instead, while we're focused on the camera getting all set in position, it's Sadinsky going to the house for the Bulldogs, and Grandville, as they normally do, will go for 2, and they will go to the double wing flexbone formation right here with twin tight ends. The deep back is Jaden Terry. They motion Carson Kopko into the I form. Graverson across. Fake give, bootleg, Ruff throwing to the end zone, hauled in by Kopko. 2-point conversion is good, and Grandville leads it 8-0 with 11:06 to go in the first. What a start for Coach Stiegel and the Bulldogs. Next fall, Calvin University debuts its intercollegiate football program, and practice is already underway for Coach Trent Figg and the Knights. This fall, catch Michigan Sports Radio's coverage of the Knights' countdown to kickoff with the debut of Figg on Football, monthly show, and a live broadcast of Calvin football's intra-squad game on September 30. That's Calvin University football on Michigan Sports Radio. First episode of Figg on Football debuted last night on Michigan Sports Radio. Make sure you go to the on-demand section on the live broadcast page to take a look at that. Also, the Derby Tavern. By now you know the Derby Tavern in Jamestown is the spot to hit for great drinks, appetizers, in-house smoked meat, steaks, and more. But did you know that they also can cater your special event? The Derby Tavern offers full catering services for your special event, business meetings, or family gatherings. Yes, you can bring the Derby Tavern to your location and have the same great culinary experience that you have at the restaurant. Email them at info@thederbytavern.com. That's info@thederbytavern.com, or visit derbytavern.com for details for your next winning event experience. So Grandville draws first blood over their rival, and the Dogs will send this one on away. Return breaking near side into the open clear, down the sideline and pushed from behind out of bounds on the return for the Eagles. Is Ricky Brawley, the junior. So Ricky Brawley on the return, not one of, also like the Bulldogs, a young unit that we've seen rotate around a little bit in the return game. So there's Brawley on the return, and now here comes the Hudsonville offense. Again, Griffin Baker injured, so it's the sophomore Brady Van Lick, fifth quarter kid in the early part of the season, now forced to step in to the starting quarterback duties in this one. Has the tailback, the junior Bryce Fox, behind. It's a delayed give that's faked, a big-time miscommunication, and Van Lick is able to dive for 2 or 3 yards into the middle of the Grandville defense. Graverson and Cott right there to help make the tackle, along with Stephen Jackson at the bottom of the pile. But you saw it there on the give to Fox, the sophomore turning the wrong way, but able to turn nothing into a little bit of something. A gain of 3 up to the 32-yard line. 10:37 to go here in the first. 8-0, the early Grandville lead in the first quarter, continuing to tick. Fox, the quarterback, behind Van Lick, the sophomore. Two-receiver power set. It'll be Fox again to the left side, spinning to the 30-yard line and stood up by a trio of Bulldog tacklers, including Brett Becker off the edge. And that'll make it a 3rd down and 5 right from the 30-yard line. So first 3rd down faced by either team in this game. And Hudsonville gets ready to go to work. Again, Van Lick, the sophomore, stepping in at quarterback. Carson Dykstra, the terrific junior, wears number 1 in white. And on the far side of the screen, Cole Williams, the other junior wideout, gets the start. They go back to the power unit. Jack Willis, the tight end, the junior, off the left side of the line. And then Cash 10 Have is the H-back off the right side of the line. KJ Landis, Grandville defensive coordinator, brings a 4 down front. Here's a give to Fox up the middle. He's shut down a yard short of the line to gain. Good job by the inside of the Grandville defense. Naraki and company making the stop. And Hudsonville will face a 4th and 1 from the 26. They'll keep the offense out there and look to keep this drive going, already trailing by a score early. So Van Lick back to work. The sophomore has a pretty quick delivery, throws a good tight spiral. Saw that in the pregame. We'll see if they get him working or if they once again will look to go to the junior Bryce Fox on the carry right here. It's a give to Fox, able to slip away from the first Bulldog in the backfield and drive ahead to the 20-yard line where Brett Becker makes the tackle, and that will move the chains. Good job by the Bulldogs. Good pressure right up the middle from Stephen Jackson, but Fox able to duck the head, get by him, and pick up the 1st down. So Hudsonville staying in business here. They had good field position off the kick return from Browley, and now the offense goes to work from the 21-yard line. Back to the 2 wide receiver set. From the pistol is Van Lick. Give to Fox again. Tripped up in the backfield. Reed Graverson made the first contact as Fox tried to push his way on ahead. He'll get the 20 for a yard. 2nd down and 9 here from the Eagles. 8-0 Grandville again. The quick note, a little bit of technical difficulties on our scoreboard graphic here tonight. So doing a little bit manual. 8-0 the Grandville lead. We tick under 8.5 to go. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. And back to the gun right here goes Van Lick, the sophomore. The starting JV quarterback drawn into the starting lineup with the injury. He'll roll the pass. Van Lick firing all alone. Caught. Touchdown. It's Willis, the tight end, getting wide open. And Hudsonville looking to draw back even. They're on the board. 8-6 Grandville. A 20-yard strike. And Hudsonville back on the board for the first time, make it 8-6. Terrific start, and now Munoz will come on. He will look to add the extra point. So first pass to the sophomore, a good one. Munoz, right leg through the ball, and he got it. So Hudsonville makes it an 8-7 ball game as the PAT from Munoz is good. A couple quick scores for each. 8:13 to go. We'll be right back here from Grandville.
Royal is fun. Royal is teamwork. Royal is growth. Royal is innovative. Royal is we are Royal.
This is the pizza the other guys wish they could make. Keep dreaming. Jets. Better, because it has to be.
Kroll Furnace is upgrading your comfort with the Daikin Fit system, featuring adaptive heating and cooling. Call us today to learn more about this innovative system. Kroll Furnace, keeping you comfortable for 4 generations.
And welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. A lot of action early here this one. Nate Dreyer with the night on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. First, Grandville, a 70-yard strike from Easton Sadinsky on the ground. Put the Bulldogs up 8-0 after a good 2-point conversion, but Hudsonville quickly drives, and the terrific young sophomore in his first pass at the varsity level, able to hit Jack Willis. That was Van Lick, able to find Willis and put the Eagles back within 1. After the extra point is good, they'll send it away once more, and again the Bulldogs will get ready to corral this one on ahead with Avon Cott shifting over the 35-yard line. Good return from Cott, good field position, and here comes Eric Stiegel's offense for the Grandville Bulldogs. 8-7, Grandville lead, 8:07 on the clock here. In the early going, still. And a game that's looked a little bit, I think we might have expected in some degree, but also at the same time, you think about this Hudsonville defensive unit certainly looking to answer back after Grandville's offense. So easily able to drive the ball the first time. This is Jaden Terry, the sophomore, with a little bit of room to go into the tackling pile over the 40-yard line. Good job. Davian Sumrell at the bottom of the tackling pile, the really stout outside linebacker, the senior in his second year on this unit defensively. So Cash Ruff back in from the sideline now momentarily with the call. It's a gain of 6 for Jaden Terry on first down. 7:44 to go in the first. 8-7 the Grandville lead in this rivalry clash from their own 41-yard line. Ruff, the big senior, strides back to work here with the Grandville offense. Again, working out of the tee. Hudsonville loading in defensively. This is Sadinsky battling and pushing his way as far as the 48-yard line. It will be a 3rd and 2. The entire inside of the defense helping make the stop chase Cholick, the senior, one of the guys that certainly we'll see from strong safety and on every single play to some extent tonight. Trenton Knobber, the junior, he'll be the high free safety for this defense in the way that they look to align things. They use this 4-4-3 with a 2 standing edge rusher look against Howell, and they have a little bit of that look again coming back, slightly altered as they crowd in against the Grandville tee. This is Jaden Terry bottling. He's got the first down. Ethan Carter on the tackle, but the sophomore able to wriggle his way free for the first down as Grandville grinding on this drive after they were able to easily go 74 yards on the ground on one play last time. So Cash Ruff on homecoming, the senior, continuing his first full season here, starting for the Bulldogs at quarterback. We saw him in moments throughout last year's campaign for the Bulldogs out there, and he will stride out with the rest of his unit. 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. 8-7 Grandville. The Dogs from their own 47-yard line to work. Ruff barking out signals and now looks back after the hard count to Coach Stiegel. The defense crowding in again. Knobber, that high safety for Hudsonville as they crowd the box outside of that. The new message comes in. Kopko in the middle of Sadinsky and Jaden Terry. Connolly, Medeus, the starting tight ends. Typically we see for the Bulldogs, it's Garrett Naraki in for the Bulldogs. Coach Stiegel didn't like the way that was getting set up. He'll call a timeout with 6:17 on the clock right here. Fall is here and it's time to get on a roll. Terry Hall Roller Rink in Grandville is open Thursday through Saturday with a variety of hours to meet your family's needs. From Thursday adult night to open skating Friday and Saturday, they can fit into your busy schedule. And be sure to look for their expanded fall schedule beginning in October. Terry Hall has a long history as a fun environment for families and party get-togethers. Visit terryhall.com for details. That's terryhall.com for details. All skate. Everyone skate. So, Grandville calls their first time out of this game with the 8-7 lead with 6:17 to go in the first here from Bulldog Stadium. Clock ticking in the first quarter. Been quick strikes for both teams in this one. Willis, a 20-yard TD grab the last drive for Hudsonville from Van Lick, and the Bulldogs going with Sadinsky, the length of the field, 74 yards. Just a 2-play drive, and Sadinsky getting 74 of those yards on the last drive on the second play of the drive. So Ruff and company back to work here for the Bulldogs as the defense for the Eagles crowds into that one high safety look. Long delay give up the middle is shut down on the trap play as Kopko's got it over the 50 to the 49-yard line. Second down coming up for the Bulldogs as they find their way into Hudsonville territory right here. Cash Ruff in from the sideline with the call. Dogs will break it out again. They'll work from the tee. Ruff, give to Sadinsky, the junior, pushing his way down to just shy of the 45-yard line into the pile. It's going to be that sort of mass of humanity in the middle of things all night long. This is a very, very big and deep inside of the defense for Hudsonville. Caden Jewell, the big senior, number 78. You'll see him anchoring a lot of things. They will rotate a lot of pieces on that front line, and they are willing to go 6, 7, maybe even deeper on the front line for the Eagles. Grandville to work a 3rd and 3 from the Hudsonville 47-yard line right here for Cash Ruff and company. This is Jaden Terry, the sophomore, taking it to the outside. He's got a step. He's got the first down to the 35-yard line. He's corralled out of bounds on the outside by Knobber and Zuderveen. First down, Jaden Terry. Again, the terrific Bulldog sophomore able to find the yardage when the team needed it and move Grandville on ahead right here. What a year it's been for Jaden Terry. Mentioned that a moment ago. 13 total touchdowns already on the season for the youngster as Grandville gets ready to break. But what an incredible defensive standpoint from Hudsonville's perspective. We'll get back to that in just a moment as Grandville breaks out their unit and goes to work from the 36-yard line. This is Jaden Terry again. He's corralled in the backfield and able to squirt free for a couple of yards into the middle of the Hudsonville defense. Connor Britnell, the junior, helps get on the inside for the stop right there. 4:52 to go in the first. It's a gain of 3 for Jaden Terry right there for the Bulldogs. But as I said, this defense for Hudsonville, I mean, what a stingy defense. 8.75 opponents points per game on the year. They gave up no offensive points and just 2 total against the Howell T week 1. And then last week, Grand Haven, they allowed only 1 touchdown, but they also scored a touchdown on a pick 6 as a unit, averaging 10.5 points per game allowed throughout the first 2 weeks of OK Red play. 1 touchdown against Grand Haven last week, like I mentioned, 2 allowed the week before against East Kentwood. So this defense has been really, really terrific in the early portions of this season for the Eagles squad. Cash Ruff will break him out for the Bulldogs. 4:45 to go, and a 2nd and 7 here from the Dogs from the 33. He'll turn. It's a delayed give on to Kopko that was very, very well read by the inside of this Hudsonville defense. Shut down right away by Britnell and company, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and medium, make it 3rd and 4 from the 29-yard line here for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 4 for Grandville on its way. Again, Naraki getting the start at tight end to the left side along with Connolly to the right. So again, Mike Medeiros not at the tight end position, and Grandville going a little bit more of kind of the dual receiving or maybe more athletic quote-unquote group at their tight end position. A 3rd and 5. They'll mark it back to the 31-yard line for 3rd down here for the Bulldogs. An official timeout to get things set. 3:58 and less to go. Ball's back in play. Gruff gets ready to go to work with Terry Kopko and Easton Sadinsky on 3rd and 5 from the 31-yard line here for the Bulldogs. This is a give to Sadinsky, going to the left side. Sadinsky breaking free again, inside the 5, diving. Touchdown, Easton Sadinsky. He had a terrific game against Grand Haven, and he's off to a flying start again. Sadinsky from 31 yards out with his 2nd of the night, and the Bulldogs back on top 14-7. Easton Sadinsky, we have seen him consistently getting better throughout his junior season. Saw him so much last year as a freshman as well for this Grandville attack, and now he's back out, and he will get ready. Or he was actually back out of the game, and as the Bulldogs will go for 2. As Graverson comes in, it's a stretch give to Jaden Terry. The sophomore's got the corner, leaping into the end zone. He got it, 2-point conversion, good again for the Bulldogs. Make it 16-7 Grandville. The Bulldogs able to strike back again. Easton Sadinsky, 2nd TD of the night. And the Dogs rolling here against Hudsonville. We'll be right back here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio.
Can you name the 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas? The point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
All right, welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Nate Dreyer with you tonight on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. It's Easton Sadinsky again, the Grandville junior, finding his way into the end zone for the 2nd time in the early goings here tonight. 3:42 to go in the first, and the Bulldogs back on top over Hudsonville. Now make it 16-7 Grandville as the Bulldogs will send this one on away with a short pooch kick. And Hudsonville will corral it and get ready to go to work here offensively. So Grandville holding on to the 16-7 advantage now and getting ready defensively to go back to work for defensive coordinator KJ Landis in this unit that they've had some up and down portions, certainly, on the early going of the season. And they had Hudsonville in that last drive, even to a 4th down and 1, unable to hold. And then what a play made by the sophomore. Again, Brady Van Lick, the main talking point tonight, number 7 in white. The sophomore was just a 5th quarter kid, the JV starting quarterback. He has found his way and drawn his way into the starting lineup for the Eagles here tonight as they get ready to go to work again out of this power 2 wide receiver set. It's Bryce Fox, the junior tailback, just shy of the 40-yard line. Stephen Jackson on the stop from behind. He's got a few tackles already. Gain of 3 on first down. And a 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Eagles. But Fox, again, the junior, really their 3-down back. Bo Grotheis, we saw him early in the season. Looks like he's a little nicked up and likely not going to see him on the field tonight. So Hudsonville been dealing with injuries, of course, now across their backfield and across this team in general. They go back 2 wide receivers, a little bit more of a power set. Cash Tenhave to the right. He's the H-back. The tight end is Willis to the left side of the line. He had the tight end grab early. Here is Fox again. He's got the 40 and bounces it past the 45-yard line. He'll be right around the line again to the 46. He's got it diving to the 47-yard line. Good hard-nosed run there. We'll move the chains for the Eagles as Aaron Hunt, the junior H-back, will check in right here for Hudsonville and Coach Sandy on this attack. Grandville shifting up their defensive front. We see them do this often. They're deep, and they're willing to go 3 and 4 down linemen, the Bulldogs will, on this front line. 2:40 and less to go in the first. A 1st and 10 for Hudsonville from the Grandville 47-yard line. Clock is ticking, and Van Lick to the pistol again. This is Fox again up the middle. He's got it over the 50-yard line with a charging run right there. Braylon Haney in on the stop for the Bulldogs to the 49-yard line. So Hudsonville able to move it into Grandville territory. Both offenses efficiently moving the football in the early going of this one here from Bulldog Stadium. Homecoming for Grandville, a absolutely packed house, both sides of the stands here at Grandville this evening. It's been packed really since like 4 o'clock. They started coming in for the Grandville Community Tailgate and all the homecoming events going on. Hudsonville will go to work out of the 2 wide receiver pistol set again. Snap high to Van Lick. Gave it on to Fox, who shimmies his way down to the 46-yard line. Miguel Rojas came in to make the stop. It'll be 3rd down and medium for the Eagles. 1:40 to go. Clock ticking on down in the first quarter. It'll be 3rd and 3 officially from the Grandville 46-yard line. They got to get 3 on 3rd down right here. As Grandville's defense crowding in a little bit, you see the 3 high safeties have been shifting things around up top. Again, Hudsonville will stick with 2 wide receivers. Cole Williams, the slot man. The wide man is Carson Dykstra, the returning 2nd-year junior who was a part of that great wide receiving unit a year ago. Van Lick back to the gun. Tailback is Fox. Grandville showing some pressure. They'll fake it. And Van Lick rolling to throw. He's got Tenhave over the 40, and he's got the first down, able to find the H-back and move the chains on a nice feed. We haven't seen Van Lick throw the ball very often. When he has, he's done it very effectively. We'll tick under 1:05 to go in the first quarter. 16-7 Grandville. But a good job on the rollout. Grandville brought the pressure, sending Reed Graverson on the blitz right there, but it got picked up well by the front line for Hudsonville. And then on the turn, on the move again on play action, the sophomore, the nice, quick, efficient throw, able to find the ranging H-back, Cash Tenhave, the junior, and move the chains. The big guy, Davian Summerell, will now come in as the tailback right here out of more of a power unit for the Eagles. They stick with 2 wide receivers with 39 seconds to go in the first. Snap to Van Lick, give to Summerell with speed over the 35 and backing and pushing his way down for an extra 2 or 3 yards in the middle of the Grandville defense. Rojas standing over top of him as part of the tackling pile there for the Bulldogs. But that's what Summerell brings to the table as we tick under 20 seconds now to go in the first quarter. You see Fox a little bit more dicing, some power to his game, sure, as well. But in particular, you see Summerell backing and churning his way on ahead, the big senior halfback and fullback playing running back right here. We've seen him on the defensive side of the ball early as well. Give to Summerell. Up the left side, shifting over the 30. He'll be just a yard short of the first down. Miguel Rojas helped come in along with Avon Cott to make the tackle. And that will do it for the first quarter. Zeros across the first quarter. Scoreboard 16-7 Grandville. Hudsonville, they've scored on all of the drives they've had so far. And it's going to be a really, really fun one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here from Bulldog Stadium.
At Sporting U, we know the quality and service our customers are looking for, and we make sure we deliver. Whether it's uniforms, embroidered or screen-printed apparel, promotional products, or company web store, Sporting U has an experienced team, phenomenal suppliers, and in-house production to make it all happen seamlessly. You think it, we ink it. Our team is here to help your team stand out. Find out more at sportingu.com. That's sporting and the letter U.com.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Nate Dreyer with you here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. 16-7. Grandville leading Hudsonville after the first frame of play here on Bulldog Homecoming as Hudsonville getting ready to go back to work, and the sophomore Van Lick in at quarterback. The tailback again will be the big guy, Sumrell, getting ready for this next play right here again. Technical difficulties on our normal scoreboard graphics, a little bit manual with that. Flag is down on the far side as someone jumped early as Grandville shifted up the defensive line. We'll have to wait and see exactly who it is going to be on. It is a false start against Hudsonville, and it'll turn 3rd and 1 into 3rd and 6. The KJ Landis special as he shifts up the front of his defensive line, draws the offense into a false start, and now Hudsonville will back up to the 34-yard line right here for this next one. So Hudsonville from the 34-yard line, breaking things out around Van Lick. 2 wide receiver set again. This is what Coach Sandy has stuck with in the early going. It's from the gun this time as Grandville brings a 4-down front. 12 fresh minutes on the board. Second quarter underway. It's Sumrell with some room short of the 30. He will not get the first down. Great stop from Reed Graverson, the junior, busting in to stop him 2 or 3 yards short of the first down. It'll be a 4th and 3 officially from the 31-yard line right here. 4th and 3 for the Eagles. They'll keep the offense out. They'll bring Fox back out there. They'll go for it. A 16-7 Grandville lead and a big chance for Grandville defensively to try to bow their necks and get the stop right here. We've seen Hudsonville effectively go to the play-action pass game when they've needed it in this sort of moment already in this contest. We'll see if they do it again right here. Quinn Paul, the junior, comes in as the near side wide out to go along with Dykstra, the far side wide out. The junior wearing number 1 to the top of your screen. Van Lick. He'll run it on the quarterback power. Shifting on ahead, he's got the first down and charges his way down to the 27-yard line. What a grinding run by the sophomore, able to find a way to move the chains with that one, breaking off the right side of the line. And Hudsonville with another big conversion on 4th down to keep this drive going. They've got it 1st and 10 now, once again, around that 25-yard line. Both teams have offensively easily moved the football in this one. Fox, the tailback. Aaron Hunt will be the fullback. The H-back is Ten Have. We've seen Hudsonville change out the tight end and the H-back unit quite often early in this one. And again will be that short shotgun pistol formation as Grandville changes the front. It's a give to Bryce Fox. Nowhere to go in the backfield, engulfed by Stephen Jackson for a loss of a couple yards. The senior who made his appearance in the pregame show, coming up with another tackle in the early going today. He's been very stout. Mentioned to us that doesn't have any of those college offers yet, but definitely interested at playing the next level. And as I said to him in the interview, this is a kid that I think both sides of the ball, any coach at the next level would be very excited to have on their team, a hard worker, and also a kid that we're seeing right now at the defensive tackle position in this game has been in on a lot of the stops, and a big one right there for the Bulldogs. He'll shift up his unit. Daniel Wiley, the sophomore, will be the D tackle along with him. Hudsonville going back to the gun right here with Van Lick, and the sophomore will drop to pass. Van Lick with pressure coming from Graverson, firing, hauled in with a nice two-handed grab, getting the feet down. First down, Carson Dykstra. What a grab by the junior, able to move the chains for Hudsonville here. A little reminiscent of some of the looks that we've seen the last couple weeks out of Grandville defensively, as opponents have been able to have a little bit of effectiveness against throwing against Grandville, against some of the mid-range passing game. It's a 1st and 10 from the Grandville 12-yard line coming up here for the Eagles. Van Lick back to work. The sophomore started terrifically through the air. Fox spinning his way down to the 10-yard line before Braylon Haney eventually cuts him down after a gain of It'll be right back to where they started at the 12-yard line. 2nd and 10 right here for the Eagles. 16-7 Grandville, 9.5 minutes to go. Second quarter, clock ticking on down right here. Stephen Jackson will get a bit of a breather as Grandville brings big Mike Medeos out in the middle of the defense, or to the right side of that inside of the defense in his place. Van Lick, fake give, he'll roll to pass again. Van Lick firing to the end zone all alone, hauled in by Aaron Hunt. And again, the play action pass game, the sophomore finding the rangy H-back into the open field, and the Eagles able to strike back here. Aaron Hunt from 12 yards out. And the Eagles with a big answer out of their sophomore quarterback right here, who has looked very, very stout in the pass game early on in this one. 16-13 game. The Eagles and Munoz look to add the extra point right here. Snap down, pressure coming from Cat, but Munoz able to get the foot on it and send it on through the upright. 16-14, 9:16 to go in the first half. We will be right back here from Grandville.
What would you do with some extra time? Shop Fastlane today.
Hey, football fans, West Michigan Plumbers, Fitters, and Service Trades Local Union 174 is taking applications for apprenticeship from October 16th through October 27th. UA Local 174 apprentices earn great wages, excellent benefits, and paid training. Serving West Michigan since 1891. Find more information at ua174.org. That's ua174.org.
Welcome back to Grandville. Nate Dreyer with you here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Hudsonville answering again. They get back within 2. And again, what an effort by the sophomore. Brady Van Lick, the starting JV quarterback with the injury to Griffin Baker, forced to step into action tonight and looked very, very effective in the pass game. His second passing TD off the play action to a wide open tight end. This time it was Aaron Hunt rolling into the open field. And the Eagles get back within 2. The Bulldogs will send Miguel Rojas back to return Carson Geisey's kick in just a moment here. A rowdy crowd on homecoming for Grandville here tonight from Bulldog Stadium. Geisey will send it on away. Rojas will take it straddling the end zone, and the Bulldogs will take it out to the 20-yard line to start this drive right here. Cash Ruff and company been good early. Talked about the 2 TDs coming from the young quarterback for Hudsonville, young running back for Grandville. The junior, Easton Sadinsky, with both of the Bulldogs scores in the early going. In this one, he scored from 74 and from 31 in this contest. The second quarter is brought to you by Michigan ENT and Allergy Specialists. Their physicians specialize in allergy treatments, helping you find relief and get back into the game. Bulldogs out of the tee. Kopko goes in the middle of Sadinsky and Jaden Terry right here. Single high safety back for the Eagles defensively. This is Jaden Terry on the stretch play. He's got it to the 30-yard line with a burst of speed. Terry got it just shy of the 50. And a good chain mover from Terry. Carter helping rally him down from behind. But Jaden off to a very good start in this ball game. Effectively moves it up to midfield. 9:08 to go in the first half. Grandville the 16-14 lead. And the Dogs looking to keep their foot on the accelerator on this drive once again here. Again, Grandville goes with Connolly and Naraki as the tight end unit as Cash Ruff goes to work. The senior, 2 passing touchdowns a week ago for Ruff and the Bulldogs. He'll give it to Sadinsky, who gets tripped up and falls to the 47-yard line. Cholik on the stop after a gain of 3. The mark was the 49, and they'll move him to the 48-yard line. 2nd and 7 now for the Bulldogs as they bust into Hudsonville territory quickly on this drive. And Ruff and company will break it quickly. Grandville working a little bit of pace out of their tee so far on this drive, and against the 2 tight end. Power tee variety once again. Cash Ruff. Give to Jaden Terry on the stretch, and he is sent down by Britton over the 45-yard line. It'll be third down and medium here for the Bulldogs. Terry at the bottom of the pile, a little slow to get back up to his feet, but the sophomore is good now, and Grandville's offense will get set for what will officially be a 3rd and 4 right here for the Dogs on the near side of the field. The call quickly in from head coach Eric Stiegel, working his 10th season and working right now a 3-game win streak against the Border War rival Eagles in this matchup. 2 tight end look again on a 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs right here. Rough, it's Jaden Terry again, and the sophomore chopped down from behind, shy of the first down. Caden Jewell on the stop. It will be 4th down and 2 for Grandville from the 43-yard line. Make it 4th and 1 from the 42 on the mark. So Grandville has to get 1 yard on 4th down. We'll see if Hudsonville now, for their first time to get a stop, can bow their neck to this great defensive unit, a defensive unit that's given up, shy of 10 points per game on the season and just over 10 points per game. An okay red play early. They've already given up 16 in this one against the Bulldogs, and the defense looked to come up with a big stop on 4th and 1 from the 42-yard line. Jaden Terry again. He stopped initially shy of the first down, looking to get the push. We'll wait to see the mark. It's going to be tight. I think the initial mark is going to be short, though. We'll wait to see. Hudsonville starting to bring the offense out, and that's going to be the call. Not enough for Jaden Terry on 4th down, and with 6:57 to go in the first half, a big opportunity for this Hudsonville offense now to try to take their first advantage of this ball game. An incredible defensive unit all year for Hudsonville, able to rise to the occasion right there and get the huge stop exactly when they need it. Now Van Lick and company with a chance for their first lead of the game. They trail by 2 with just under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Van Lick, it's a fake give to Fox, and he'll roll again to pass. Pressure is coming from Emery Moody, thrown downfield, hauled in over the 40-yard line. Racing into the clear past the 30, still on his feet, is Cash Tenhave, and he's got it down inside the 25-yard line. Again, the play action pass game down the field. They find the connection to the ranging tight end, and they move the chains. Emery Moody was bringing the pressure right there for the Bulldogs, but it wasn't enough. But there's a penalty marker down behind the play, a hold where Van Lick was able to turn the corner, looking to throw it downfield, and it's coming all the way back. Huge yardage for Hudsonville. They were going to be inside the Grandville 25. Now they come back inside their own 40. Big blown opportunity off the well-executed play otherwise down the field for the Eagles right there. So now Van Lick will go to work. They start from their own 37-yard line on this one for the Hudsonville offensive attack. Make it 1st and 15 now off the penalty. 6.5 minutes to go. Clock ticking down in the first, and the Eagles are going to spread the field 4 wide right here on the 1st and 15, and they'll change out Grandville's defensive look a little bit as Van Lick will roll the fire. Throwing in the flat, hauled in, and Paul able to take it past the original line of scrimmage and make it about a 2nd down and 9 or so coming up as he's chased out of bounds by Miguel Rojas. So Paul the junior on the outside able to haul it in and make it 2nd down and 9 right here for the Eagles, who again will get ready to go back to the 4 wide receivers set on this next play. Near side, it's Paul along with Geisey, and the far out man on the left side is Dykstra. Isolated right is Cole Williams. So they've started with a power look, and now Coach Sandy starting to open up his offense. They spread it out with a 4 wide receiver set. Thrown looking for Dykstra out of his grasp as a quickly thrown ball on the run from the sophomore can't find its mark, and it'll be 3rd down and 9 right here for the Eagles offenses. They certainly have changed things up. 5:43 on the clock, so plenty of time, but after a couple of effective drives running the football, Hudsonville looking to spread things out a little bit on this ensuing drive, and they will stick out of the 4 wide receiver set. We've seen Coach Sandy do this in the past, and in games where they are having some success in the run game against the Bulldogs, going to the pass game midstream, trying to change up their look a little bit. They're going to do it once again here in the early going of this one. Van Lick will step into the pistol out of 4 wide receiver set. Van Lick give to Sumrell, the senior, bowling his way down shy of the 50-yard line. It'll be 4th down and short here for the Eagles, who run it out of the 4-wide receiver set right there. They're trying to get this Grandville defense spread out a little bit right now, and KJ Landis certainly loves that sort of chess match. He loves running a multiple defensive system, and Hudsonville a little bit of a multiple offensive system right now, creating a chess match. It's 4th and 4 for Hudsonville from their own 48-yard line right here. 5:16 to go, and Van Lick into the gun. 3-wide receiver set. Grandville showing some pressure from Rojas, who they nearly got to come in offside as he was trying to time up the blitz on the near side of the field. He'll recommunicate with Coach Landis to get it set up. Sumrell, the big senior, is the tailback. The sophomore Van Lick operating a 3-receiver set. Timeout on the field. Coach Stiegel and the Bulldogs are going to burn that one. 4:56 to go in the second. 16-14 Grandville, 4th and 4 coming up for the Eagles right here. Welcome back into Bulldog Stadium. Nate Dreyer with you here during this timeout. 16-14, the Grandville lead. Hudsonville driving right now. And certainly when you look at this ball game, well, first off, we want to give our thanks to Centennial Securities and Farmers Insurance, our presenting sponsors at game night. Haven't gotten a chance to do that, so we want to quick get a chance. It's a fast-moving game. I'm solo tonight as well. So, again, Chandler will be back next time on the broadcast with us. But a big moment right here. 4th and 4 for Hudsonville. They bowled their necks. They got the first stop of this ball game on the last drive. We will see if Grandville's defense is going to be able to answer in kind right here on this play. 4th and 4 from their own 48-yard line. 4:56 remaining in the first half. Things have slowed down a little bit in the second quarter of play. You see Willis, the tight end, and Hunt, the junior H-back, who caught the touchdown a moment ago, out there for this unit. Now Hudsonville brings the punt unit out. They've got the dual punters out there. Zuderveen and Geisey are back. The dual punters come out for Hudsonville. They will look to boot this one on away. Grandville will send Avon Cott back inside the 20-yard line. Punt sent away, but penalty markers are down. And it's going to be a false start that's going to turn it into even more no-brainer to punt it away. So Hudsonville trusting their defense right here as they will decide on 4th down to punt this one away out of the Grandville timeout. Again, it looked like the Eagles probably going to that hard count there, trying to get Rojas in particular on the blitz. And again, dual punters, Zuderveen and Geisey will be the ones back looking to return this one on away. Grandville, a couple of short returners right here. You see to the near side backing is Avon Cott. To the far side is Carson Kopko. High punt from Geisey on its way. It'll be fair, caught in a pile here by Carson Kopko. And here comes the Grandville offense, able to survive, and now both defenses have come up with their first stop of the game. 4:48 to go in the first half. 16-14 Grandville leading Hudsonville now. Coach Stiegel and the Bulldogs with a chance to maybe put one last score on the board in this first half. Again, remember, Hudsonville will be getting the ball to start the second half of play as we begin the third quarter. Shortly on the other side of our Farmers Insurance halftime show. 2 tight end tee for the Bulldogs. And again, Hudsonville goes with the one high safety in Knobber out of their defensive unit right here. Cash Ruff turns and gives this one on a fake, and Ruff will fire it down the field, and it's unable to be hauled in by Easton Sidinsky. He had Sidinsky streaking with some space, the loose coverage from Knobber. Unable to haul it in. Sidinsky, who had the long TD grab a week ago, unable to secure that one. And Grandville's lone touchdown scorer, Sidinsky, will run back to the huddle as Grandville will work again from their own 30-yard line right here. They stretched it down to Sidinsky, as we've seen that pass game broken out time and time again recently for the Bulldogs attack. 2nd and 10 from their own 30. Ruff. This is a give to Jaden Terry, breaking it over the 35-yard line. Terry's got it past the 40, and Terry's got a first down of a late hit as he's hauled out by Britnell around midfield. Good start again for Jaden Terry. They've gotten him around the outside on the stretch play 3 or 4 times in the early going in this game. The inside of the defense isn't where Grandville has wanted to be outside of the one. Long touchdown to Sidinsky where they broke things free on kind of that more trap or power gap scheme type running play. This inside of the defense has been very, very stout for Hudsonville, but to the outside there's been some room to run for Jaden Terry. 1st and 10 for Grandville from their own 48-yard line. This will be Sidinsky looking to break outside. A really nice block set by Kopko. He'll take it over the 40-yard line, walk the tightrope, and find his way out of bounds to the 30. First down for Grandville, and a nice run from Sadinsky this time to the outside. A really nice block from Carson Kopko as well in the open field, helping set things free, and that's a big part. Of course, this offensive line for Grandville has just been, frankly, mauling people all year long, but it's those sort of plays as well from this running back core that has also proven their ability to block pretty effectively. That's been so solid for Grandville in the early goings of this 2023 campaign. 16-14 Grandville, 4.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. A 1st and 10 for Grandville from the Hudsonville 33-yard line. Cash Ruff to work out of the 2 tight end tee. This is a fake couple of gives before Kopko takes it up the middle with nowhere to go. He'll get 2 yards to the 31-yard line. Again, apologies on the scoreboard, the graphic, not quite what we had up a week ago. Some technical difficulties on our scoreboard graphic this evening, so the manual look that we're going with. Also, of course, no Chandler tonight. Nate Dreyer here with you solo on the production, the camera work, the graphics work, and everything else. So blame Chandler, of course. I'm kidding, but whatever, for anything that may happen tonight. A good one early on. Grandville looking to get Hudsonville to jump offside. You saw the point, but will not get the call as Cash Ruff will reset the unit again right here. 2nd and 8 for Grandville. Ruff will give it to Jaden Terry, bouncing over the 30-yard line, and Jaden has got it just shy of the 25. Once again right there, good move by Terry. Able to bust it open a little bit right there. Isaac Vanderveen, the junior defensive end, and on the tackling pile, and he'll be the one leaving the field right here, asking for a substitution for Coach Sandy and the Eagles. Cash Ruff, 3:13 and less to go, had the call. Now we'll reset the call here with Coach Stagel. Ruff, the big senior, 6'4", 205-plus pounds, has an athlete offer to play at Davenport next year already on the table and has been hitting his stride the last couple weeks at the quarterback position for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 3 here for Grandville. Easton Sadinsky bottling on ahead. Initial mark, he's going to be a yard short, it would appear, of the first down. We'll have to see. The far side official has one mark. The near side official has another. It looks like it will be 4th and 1. Just shy, inches shy of the first down. So 4th and inches here for Grandville. 2.5 minutes to go, second quarter. 16-14, Grandville over Hudsonville. And the Bulldogs will go for it out of the 2 tight end tee. Kopko in the middle of Sadinsky to the right. Jaden Terry to the left right here. Ruff under center. Defense packing it in. Whistles down on the front line, and a timeout called by Hudsonville the second they saw how Grandville set their unit. And now both coaching staffs will have a chance to talk about it before this 4th and inches play. 2:17 to go in the second quarter. 16-14 Grandville. Looking for a great meal option but don't have time to stop and eat at the restaurant? Tired of the same old drive-thru options? The Derby Tavern has your solution. Check out their delicious menu options of appetizers, in-house smoked meat sandwiches, steaks, salads, and more, and put in a takeout order, including to-go cocktails. Your schedule is busy, whether you're on the go, watching the kids at football practice, or having lunch or dinner in your stable, on the boat, or around the backyard fire pit. Treat yourself to the great food at the Derby Tavern. After all, aren't you worth it? Email them at info@thederbytavern.com or visit thederbytavern.com for details and taste the difference. All right, Grandville will break out of the timeout. 2:17 to go, second quarter. Grandville leading Hudsonville in the Border War homecoming rivalry by 2 here on game night. It's a 4th and 1. Coming up right here for the Bulldogs is Coach Stiegel and his unit will try to get the yard they need. Ruff under center. Ruff. Turn, give, Jaden Terry has got it and then some to the outside, breaking free, touchdown, Jaden Terry galloping into the end zone, and the Dogs strike again. What a run by the sophomore. Jaden Terry from 23 yards out, rushing touchdown number 13 on the young season for Jaden Terry, and it's 22-14 Grandville. Again, he just picked up that offer to go to Toledo to add on to his Central Michigan offer, and he's adding to his terrific season even more so right here. Now 14 total touchdowns here in week 5 for The terrific sophomore who just has found a nose for the end zone on so many times. And right there, he turns a need to get a yard, 4th down, into a streaking 23-yard touchdown play. And the Bulldogs will go for 2 once again as they look to stretch it to a 10-point advantage out of the tee right here. Cash Ruff to work, fake give, rolling, pressure in the backfield, evading the first man, lowering the head, and shy of the end zone. It was Connor Britnell that had the shoulder to beat Cash Ruff's shoulder, and Grandville unable to get the 2-point conversion. They do still lead it by 8, though, 22-14 Grandville. With 2:10 to go in the second, we will be right back.
Royal is fun. Royal is teamwork. Royal is growth. Royal is innovative. Royal is we are Royal.
This is the pizza the other guys wish they could make. Keep dreaming. Jets. Better, because it has to be.
Kroll Furnace is upgrading your comfort with the Dike and Fit system, featuring adaptive heating and cooling. Call us today to learn more about this innovative system. Kroll Furnace, keeping you comfortable for 4 generations.
And welcome back here to Bulldog Stadium. Nate Dreyer with you on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Jaden Terry has struck for the Dogs, 22-14 Grandville, and the Eagles will get ready to return this one, shifting over the 20 to the 25-yard line and breaking free again right here down the far sideline. The Bulldogs thought the return man was down. Instead, breaking free into the clear again on a really solid return is Browley. So Browley, the Bulldogs, thought he was down, breaks out of the pile, and he's past the 20-yard line. Grandville faithful a little bit shell-shocked at the end of that play as Browley able to get the huge return into the red zone, and Hudsonville right back in business with 1:55 to go. A little bit of a shock right there. So Van Lick and company will get ready to go to work as down 8. They have been given a real opportunity to try to strike again right here. It's a give to Fox, but penalty markers are down, and this will be a false start against the Eagles and 5 yards given away at the end of that play. What a night, though, for Ricky Browley in the return game. He already twice has completely flipped the field position. And the second one here, a little bit of a magic act. I think everyone in the stadium thought he had been corralled around the 25-yard line, it appeared, but it will slip out of that pile and not go down to his knees and get free. And the Eagles will now get ready to spread it with a 4-wide receiver set right here for Van Lick. Again, the near side receiver, 1 in white, the guy to look for, Carson Dykstra, typically the leading receiver and a big guy last year, of course, even in this attack. He's been pretty quiet so far offensively as he's been keyed in, as Grandville looking to show a little bit of pressure. Here is Van Lick on the rollout. Fox looking to block for him. Van Lick firing, hauled in, just past the 20-yard line by Paul, and he is absolutely leveled to the 18-yard line after a gain of about 2 yards right there on the rollout. 1:38 and less to go. Clock ticking, second quarter. 22-14. Grandville defense looking for a stop. Hudsonville will be getting the ball to start the second half of play. And a great return from Browley has flipped the field position down inside the Grandville red zone right here after the Bulldogs and Jaden Terry found their 3rd touchdown of the game. Sadinsky the other 2 for the Dogs. Hudsonville worked the sophomore call-up. Van Lick working from the gun in place of Griffin Baker, the injured junior. Pressure is coming. Van Lick is firing, and he puts that one in the turf as he was trying to find Carson Geisey. It'll be 3rd down and 11 right here for the Eagles. So 3rd and 11, not able to get back to the original line of scrimmage yet after the 1 gain of 4 on 1st down and 15. Coach Sandy and company will go to work. 1:09 to go. Clock stops, second quarter. 22-14 Grandville over Hudsonville. 4 wide receiver set. is Paul isolated near side. Trips go right here for Van Lick. Tailback is Fox. Van Lick, pressure coming, dumped off, got it to Fox, racing up the middle, getting by one man, tripping down to the 1 yard line. First and goal, Hudsonville. Grandville brought the gamble. They brought everyone on the blitz, and Fox is just shy of the end zone, 22-14, and a chance to punch it in right here for the Eagles, who bring the power unit out onto the field. 55 seconds and less to go, first half. Great awareness by the sophomore Van Lick, with the entire cavalry for the Bulldogs on its way, and Coach Stiegel will call his final time out of the half. But with that entire cavalry truly on its way from the Grandville defense, the sophomore able to keep his head, find his check down, and the tailback Fox able to rumble down to the 1 yard line for the first and goal and a chance to punch it in for Hudsonville. They trail by 8, and they can bring it back to a near tie if they decide to kick the extra point then, or maybe even try to knot this game up going into the break. It's been a back-and-forth affair. Both defenses so far have come up with one stop throughout the first half of play. They came on back-to-back drives. The offenses were absolutely rolling in the first quarter. Grandville's offense then found another great drive, mostly led on the legs of Jaden Terry with a couple long runs, including a 23-yard scamper to the end zone on the last drive. That gave the Bulldogs the edge, but now the Eagles with a chance to strike right back. It's homecoming for Grandville. It's a charged-up atmosphere in a packed house at Bulldog Stadium. Both teams taking all the time they can right here, and the Eagles will break it out. First and goal from the 1 yard line. Hudsonville trails by 8. They had the big return that brought them inside the 20. A nice dump-off feed to Fox, tripping down just shy of the end zone. And now the Eagles will bring out their power unit right here. A little bit of a single wing type variety, as Chowick will be the Wildcat quarterback, and he'll take it. The senior following his blockers into the end zone. Touchdown, Chase Chowick, the senior, crashing his way into the end zone, and Hudsonville makes it 22-20 with 45 seconds to go in the first. So it's the Wildcat unit, something we've seen them utilize in the past against the Bulldogs. Mostly think back to the 2019 season for Hudsonville. They used a lot of that. They go power, and they bring the senior in to drag it in from the 1 yard line. And Hudsonville with a chance to go for 2 right here, and it looks like they will do so, trying to knot the game up. 45 seconds on the clock, and Hudsonville will look to knot the game right here with a 2-point conversion attempt. It's a 3 wide receiver set. The tight end off the right side of the line is Willis. Fox the tailback, and Van Lick is back in right here. They motion Paul. Van Lick drop to pass. Pressure coming. Wrapped up by Haney. Met by a trio more of Bulldogs. And the 2-point conversion attempt is no good. Grandville keeps the advantage. 22-20 with 45 seconds to go in the first half. We'll be right back here from Bulldog Stadium.
Can you name the 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas? The point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Welcome back to Grandville. Nate Dreyer with you. Miguel Rojas is the deep man inside his own 5-yard line. Geisy getting ready to send it away as Hudsonville has struck again. Chase Chillick, the senior, brought in their starting free safety. Serves as the Wildcat quarterback, bowls his way into the end zone, and the Eagles with 45 seconds to go have brought it within 2 points here despite being unable to pick up the 2-point conversion. The deep man, again, like I said, is Rojas. Grandville also has Kopko and Even Cott just in front of him. On the return is Geisy, the junior, gets ready to boot it on away here for the Eagles. And back away we go. It's a short kick that will be taken in here by Miguel Rojas. Rojas sprinting to the outside. He's got the 30-yard line and a burst of speed to the 40. Here goes Rojas to midfield. Took a big shoulder out of bounds, but Grandville with 37 seconds to go is going to have the ball deep into Hudsonville territory as it looks like there's a late flag potentially for a late hit out at the end of that play as well. He got shouldered hard out of bounds into the Hudsonville bench at the end of the play. We'll wait to see the call. Grandville at minimum getting ready to start at midfield right here. Let's wait and see what the call is. There's more laundry also down back around the 20-yard line. That could be a hold against the Bulldogs. So hold everything right here. Penalty markers rained everywhere around the 50. An extra penalty marker also down around the 20-yard line, and it looks like that is where things are going to be shaded to be, as this drive, after it gets all sorted out, is going to be back potentially more around the 30-yard line right here for the Bulldogs with 37 seconds to go. Cash Ruff will get the call from Coach Stiegel. There are 2 fouls, and both are on Grandville. So a block in the back, and then in that scrum, the unsportsmanlike conduct call was against the Bulldogs. So Rojas took the shoulder out of bounds, and then there was an unsportsmanlike call against Grandville on top of that. So 37 seconds to go. Grandville's offense is going to get marched way back into their own territory right here, and I'm sure we'll see things get much safer in terms of the play call that head coach Eric Stiegel is thinking about right here for his Dogs. So after all of that, the first hold comes around the 20, and then a half the distance call winds up on top of that, and Grandville will start inside their own 10-yard line at the 8. So the Bulldogs, leading by 2, start at their own 8-yard line right here, and they'll break it out. Kopko in the middle of Sadinsky and Terry, and likely won't see anything too aggressive out of this Grandville attack right here as an official timeout to get something set before we get back underway. 37 seconds on the clock in the first half. Grandville leading Hudsonville by 2 and a close one here. Cash Ruff will go to work out of the 2 tight end tee. Ruff turns, give on to Kopko up the middle, and he is stymied at the line of scrimmage. We'll tick under 30 seconds to go as the Bulldogs, as they often do, looking to break off maybe a trap play with some motion right there on first down from deep in their own territory. The clock running down inside 20 seconds. So it'll be 2nd and 10 right back at their own 8-yard line here for Cash Ruff and company. Coach Stiegel's taking his headset off. I think he may be willing to take his team into the locker room for the half. He's not overly happy about the first half. He's clapping on his way off. That'll do it at the break. 22-20. A real duel starting to form at Grandville here tonight. The Eagles, the Bulldogs, been going back and forth in the early goings of this one. We're through 2 frames, and Grandville leads at 22-20 at the half. And welcome inside our Farmers Insurance halftime show. Nate Dreyer with you. Yeah, there is a lot to talk about in this game. Both offenses very effective as they both easily drove down the field in the first quarter of play. Each put up a score. The second quarter, we see the first stops for either defensive unit, and then things get interesting in the final 5 minutes or so of that half. First, Jaden Terry, great drive, eventually busts his way into the end zone from 23 yards out for the Bulldogs. That puts them up, but then Hudsonville, Ricky Browley, another great return. He's flipped the field twice already, returns it all the way inside the Grandville 20-yard line. A red zone start. Hudsonville, their terrific, as we're learning, terrific sophomore Van Lick, able to keep his head against the blitz, find the dump-off man and the halfback, rumble inside the 5-yard line. They then break it into the end zone with a Wildcat quarterback run from Cholik. And here we are at the break, a 2-point advantage for the Bulldogs, 22-20, and we've got plenty more to get to. And our Farmers Insurance halftime show, do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
This is a beautiful time of year, but for many, it is also the beginning of allergy season, which means lots of sneezing, itchy, watery eyes, runny nose, constant drainage, or ear pressure. These are all allergy symptoms we regularly treat. Don't let your allergy stop you from enjoying what you love to do outdoors. We have several ear, nose, throat, and allergy specialists ready to see you. Find us online at MichiganENTallergy.com. We look forward to helping you enjoy the outdoors again. Revolution Rehab offers a personalized approach to physical therapy and health. Dr. Tyler started a private pay practice, allowing him to provide a level of care that you deserve. His goal is to recognize the root cause of the problem and restore the body's natural function. He uses physical therapy as a tool to inspire others to live a healthy and meaningful life. With 2 locations in Rockford and Grand Rapids, he can help you get back into the game. Check him out at therevolutionrehab.com.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your neighborhood.
Bowling is a great time that combines great friends, football, and bowling. Compete against your friends or family, throwing a football at 10 real bowling pins. You can bring in your own food, or they have a pair of 45-foot bars featuring soft drinks and adult beverages. Visit bowlingwarehouse.com, Grand Rapids, to reserve your lanes.
Michigan Sports Academies offers quality youth sports in Grand Rapids, Holland, and Muskegon. With a wide variety of programming, MSA has something for new athletes who are just starting out to experienced athletes looking to take their game to the next level. Year-round programming is offered in basketball, lacrosse, soccer, and volleyball. Your athlete will love the quality of instruction from experienced coaches and state-of-the-art facilities conveniently located in Grand Rapids and along the lakeshore. Check us out at MichiganSportsAcademies.com.
Can you identify your number one personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FIN.
Hey everyone, Nate Dreyer from MGN, and MGN merch now available for purchase, and we have got a ton of options. Here's where you find the new MGN shop. Go to MichiganGameNight.com. Many of you have probably been there before. Click on the shop merch tab. Many of you have probably been to the MGN page on Michigan Sports Radio. Click on the Buy MGN merch tab. It'll take you here. We've partnered with Teespring, neat company that allows for us to have a lot of different shirt designs. They'll print them, they'll make them, they'll ship them out to you. So a neat way that allows us to have a lot of offerings. We've got a ton of really cool t-shirts, hats, snapback, dad hats, beanie hats, water bottles, more t-shirts, more sweatshirts, just a ton of options. Really, just a ton of options that you're going to be able to look through and find exactly what you may want. We've done what we can, like I said, with Teespring to try to stack this thing. We'll have plenty more options that we'll put up on social media, but make sure you check it out. All right, welcome back to the half here. 22-20 as the Grandville Marching Band makes their halftime homecoming performance in front of the home faithful here at Bulldog Stadium. Nate Dreyer with you here. It is our Farmers Insurance halftime show, and a lot of action in the first half of this one. It opened up very quickly for the Bulldogs. About a minute into the game, Easton Sadinsky broke it 74 yards to the house, 2-point conversion good, 8-0 Grandville. And then Hudsonville answered right back with a 20-yard strike from Van Lick. Their sophomore, again, we can't say it enough, the JV call-up in this game. Griffin Baker injured. They bring up a kid that was a fifth quarter rule player earlier on in the season. He's looked really, really good in the early going through his first of 2 touchdown passes to Willis from 20 yards out. Grandville answered right back with Sadinsky again from 31 yards out. And then Hudsonville answered right back with a 12-yard strike on play action to Hunt. 16-14 things worked out at that point at the end of the first half. A score for each team in the second half with 2:10 to go in the half. Jaden Terry went 23 to the house, and then Chase Chilik busted it in from 1 yard out of the Wildcat quarterback formation. 22-20 at the break here from Bulldog Stadium, and so much to get to. And in particular, how about we get to this? Live scores from across West Michigan. And oh yeah, I'm sure many of you have been watching on our other Michigan Sports Radio feeds tonight, but how about this one? Rockford, West Ottawa, in a tight one at the break, just 14-6 at the half. Rockford being shut down a little bit early against West Ottawa. Also a tight one between Coopersville and Unity Christian in the second quarter of that one. Of course, our game 22-20 now at the half. Catholic Central all over Cedar Springs at this point in time. And you see some of the other scores. South Christian up big. Caledonia, a 2-touchdown lead against Jenison. So kind of a sleepy night for a lot of the teams across the top of the OK Red. Zeeland West, 22-6, the lead over Zeeland East at the half in the Bird Bowl. Grand Haven trailing East Kentwood 14-8 in a tough OK Red matchup. And you see some of the other interesting scores in this one. Muskegon, a tough one against Race Puffer. Spring Lake up against West Catholic. How about that one? No, not sure what score that one or what quarter that they might be in right there, but how about Spring Lake leading West Catholic 14-0. East Grand Rapids down to Northview, and at the half, Byron Center and Forest Hills Central in a real duel. They are tied at the break. So how about that for some storylines tonight? We thought our game here was providing enough intrigue and enough, struggle maybe for, I guess you could call Grandville the favorite team by many, but Hudsonville coming in unbeaten. A tough matchup here, and across West Michigan, a lot of really difficult matchups going on for some of the favorite teams as well that we'll keep our eye on. We're going to step aside in the Farmers Insurance Halftime Show, and we will be right back.
Can you name the 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas? The point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINR.
NGN, here's the drive. I am Chandler 2.
Oh, wow.
We're going to leave this in.
All right.
This is staying in the show. He is Chandler Timmer. I am Nate Dreyer. This is what happens when you work together for 6 years. The names are one.
We're just one, yeah.
Chandler Timmer, Nate Dreyer. Chandler Timmer, Nate Dreyer. Michigan game night, tailgate report. We clearly have to stop talking. I do at least. I will see you all. I see you too. Friday night, Grandville, Wyoming. I think 6:30. We're on the air for that. Goodbye. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. And he has returned. He's still on the beach. We've been bugging him about it all week long, but Chandler Timmer joins me here on the Bates Agency pregame show. CT, you seem to be doing better than the rest of us.
Yeah, I know it's pretty nice down here. I kind of like covering basketball this way.
I'm sure you do.
Looking to this moving forward.
I can't blame you one bit. All right.
Rather than just always relying on one player.
Yeah, Scott Bates Agency pregame show continues here on game night on Michigan Sports Radio. CT, I think the next thing that you have to mention most notably in this contest is break me every time still. Every single time that happens, it gets me. The winners still go to the Heartland student section last year at the Breslin Center. Those guys win every time. Season. And we'll wrap up our broadcast with the Heinz Orthodontics smile of the game. Grown at that point guard position. Tough backcourt in general. Getting to some of those other pieces that we have out there. After 3 years, it finally almost came down on me. Good catch. I don't know what kid caught that, but that was a good catch. But regardless, a tough backcourt. Your flight's at 5 or your?
Yeah, the flight out of Panama City is like at 5, and we don't get home till like midnight. So
that sucks. So you're actually, that was a lie. You're not going to be tuning in.
Yeah, no. If I'm at the airport at that time, I will be. But I'm likely missing most of it.
Okay. Last part of that little piece certainly takes a lot more meaning when Chandler isn't here tonight at all, doesn't it, everyone? Kidding, of course, I've actually been in contact with Chandler, going over some of the scores and some of the craziness going around across West Michigan tonight. This one, of course, a 22-20 advantage. Grandville over Hudsonville at the half. Again, apologies on our graphic tonight, not quite up to our normal standards and integrating the scoreboard into things. Had a little bit of a technical issue on that side of things, so going manually this evening and working it that way, 22-20 the Grandville. By the way, a little bit more info, seeing at the half that Rockford-West Ottawa game that we mentioned. Rockford, as I did say, up 14-6, but a large part that's because Drake Irwin left the game in the first quarter with an injury. Their quarterback for Rockford did not return, so Seth Anderson, who was one of the players that was kind of dueling with him, has found his way now for that quarterback job into the quarterback position. So an injury to Irwin for that dominant Rockford offense and just a one-score lead over West Ottawa at the half for Rockford. So the picture at the top of the OK Red shifting quite a bit this week. We're going to step aside, right back again on our Farmers Insurance Halftime Show.
This is the pizza the other guys wish they could make. Keep dreaming. Jets. Better, because it has to be.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
The 76 Diner and Truck Stop would like to invite you and your families to come and check out their diner. With locations in both Byron Center and Coopersville, they're a great place to stop before or after the game. They have a wide variety of menu choices to feed all the kids. They serve breakfast hot all day, and they're able to accommodate all of your large group needs. Their full menu is available for takeout orders, and they have online ordering at 76truckstopdiner.com.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
Have you recently collided with a deer or been caught in an unfortunate accident? Don't worry, Car Center Collision and Glass is your trusted partner to bring your vehicle back to life. With convenient branches in Cedar Springs, Burton Heights, Alpine, and Big Rapids, we're right around the corner to provide expert assistance. From collision repairs to mechanical fixes, we're your one-stop solution for all your car needs. Check us out at carcentermi.com.
All right, welcome back to the Farmers Insurance Halftime Show. Nate Dreyer with you solo tonight here on Game Night. Of course, big shout-out, as always, to Centennial Securities and Farmers Insurance, our presenting sponsors at Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Also, thank you tonight to the presenting sponsors of Hudsonville football on Michigan Sports Radio, the Derby Tavern and Terry Hall Roller Rink. Been hearing from them throughout this evening as well. And remember, in the second half, we're keeping our eye out for the Farmers Insurance Play of the Game, the Centennial Securities winning game plan, best play call of the game, along with the Rainbow Grills Player of the Game Award, and the Car Center, who you just heard from that last ad hit of the game. Hudsonville's offense will come on the field first. It's been a wild night throughout the OK Red Lake. We just talked about Rockford in a tight one, Caledonian maybe a little bit tighter than expected one, and then Grand Haven and East Kentwood as expected doing as well. So at the half, Grandville 22-20 advantage, and we are ready to go for the third quarter. And Hudsonville's offense with a big chance. Same thing can, of course, be said about the Grandville defense as we get ready to go into the second half of play. Both teams working their way on the field for the warm-up right here as we had a little bit of an extended halftime show, and we'll be able to stay with you here and get you set again. First half, Easton Sadinsky, 2 touchdowns for Grandville, including a 74-yard dash to the house, where he kind of broke it on more of a trap play that actually at first I thought it was going to Carson Kopko out of the madness as well, as it typically does to the fullback, but instead it was Sadinsky breaking it free and taking it all the way down the field. So Sadinsky took that one for the Bulldogs And then had the shorter one later. Jaden Terry also a touchdown for Grandville. And then Hudsonville offensively, a couple passing touchdowns from their sophomore Brady Van Lick on play-action plays, able to find ranging tight ends and H-backs a couple of times, wide open throws on well-schemed plays. And then also they brought from the 1-yard line Cholik and the senior safety, who also has been playing some backup quarterback and wildcat quarterback, as we learned, to bust one into the end zone for the Eagles right there. So again, Hudsonville will be getting this ball to start the second half, and that is going to be our first key to this second half of play. This next drive may determine a lot. Hudsonville, for the first time, has a chance to really gain and gather the momentum out of this contest and gather a lead for the first time. To get their offense on the field, they were able to, with a great kick return, a couple great kick returns throughout the game, but especially on the last drive from Ricky Browley, able to move the ball inside the 20-yard line, get the score off of that, flip the field and flip the game, bringing it within a 2-point game. As we went to the half, they now can take the advantage out of this game as well, but also it's going to be continuously interesting because there's that 2-point gap, and we've seen the 2-point conversion versus the field goal game going back and forth. Both teams missed their last 2-point conversion. Gosh, I don't even know where to go. This is where we need Chandler to be able to bring a little bit of insight to this game, because he normally is able to actually navigate some of the chaos in these sort of moments for us as both teams continue to warm up. Again, apologies on the graphic tonight, a little bit subpar in normal quality, but a little bit of an issue with our typical integrated stadium scoreboard design that we've been utilizing. We'll have that set up next time. We'll have a video broadcast. It's going to be the final game of the year for Grandville, and they're back home against Jenison in that contest. So we'll be back probably with a new camera to make that happen, if we're being honest on what it may wind up taking to make it happen. We'll be taking a look at some of those technical issues that we've got, and we'll get that back in. No broadcast next week. I'll make the note in the post-game show as well, but Grandville takes on West Ottawa. We will be off the air. No MGN broadcast. Also, unfortunately, no tailgate report. So we will be back a week from likely Tuesday with the tailgate report, and then the following game, as we'll be getting ready for that Caledonia-Rockford stretch. We'll be on the road at Caledonia. Michigan Sports Radio will have the Rockford broadcast with video, and then, of course, we close the season with the Jenison contest. So here we go, 22-20. And again, we've seen such great play out of Van Lake early from Hudsonville, the sophomore. We'll see if he's going to be able to continue it into the second half of play. The sophomore forced to step into a really big role, and he's looked very composed for Griffin Baker. And again, Baker getting injured this week, sounded like surgery, but they do think that there's a chance he may be able to come back in a couple weeks. But we'll see what this Hudsonville coaching staff is going to have to make a decision on, because we've seen really, really good play out of the sophomore Van Lake as well within all of that. So Grandville getting ready to send this one on away. Jake Karanen will do the booting as usual, and of course Ricky Browley will be the one that will be getting a lot of the attention from Grandville. He's already got a couple of big returns in this one. Browley, the deep man here, along with Braxton Morris. So Morris and Browley back to return. Browley been the one to watch. Arm in the air, and away we go. Karanen will pooch this one on down towards Morris. He'll take it moving forward at the 10-yard line. It's a handoff to Browley. The sweeping play to the 25, and he'll get taken out from the knees at that 25-yard line by Miguel Rojas. And here comes the Hudsonville offense for the first time in the second half. The Family Fare Tailgate Special is fresh, all-natural, boneless beef chuck roast for only $2.47 a pound. Visit shopfamilyfare.com for all the specials. Also, the third quarter on Michigan Sports Radio is brought to you by Michigan Hearing Experts. They're doctors of audiology. Use real ear measurements to optimize your hearing performance so you don't miss a play. Second half, 22-20 Grandville, and the Eagles will go to work here. Van Lick again from the pistol. Give to Fox. Ran in the back of his own lineman. Twisted away from Stephen Jackson. And then got wrestled down to the 25-yard line. Right back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll make it 2nd and 10 right here. Graverson on the stop for the Dogs. Van Lake from the gun, 2 receivers set. Again, it's a fake give this time to Fox. He'll roll, fires in the flat. It will be hauled in by 10 Have, and he'll rumble to right around the first down marker, and it looks like he'll have it. Garrett Naraki on the tackle, and that will move the chains for Hudsonville. So the Eagles a good chain mover right there. 11:05 to go in the third. 22-20 remains their advantage. Van Lake from the pistol once more. 2 receivers set. They've stuck out of this. It's Fox in the backfield breaking away from Stephen Jackson, but cannot break away from the second wave of Grandville tacklers. Even saw Miguel Rojas joining the tackling brigade right there. It'll be a loss of 1. It will be 2nd down and 11 for the Eagles. Back to their own 34-yard line right here. Grandville the 22-20 advantage. Fox, the junior tailback, been getting the bulk of the work at running back. We've seen Davion Summerall, the senior, also out of a little bit more of a power back role, getting some different looks as Van Lake will work from the shotgun right here. 2nd and 11 from their own 34-yard line. 2 wide receivers set. Grandville showing a bit of pressure. That's Dykstra in motion. They fake it to him, and Van Lake's got it over the 40-yard line, and he'll bust it into the open field down the right sideline. Van Lake with the wheels inside the 10-yard line. Rojas, the push from behind, and the sophomore turning on the Jets and turning it deep into Grandville territory. Rojas, the form tackle and the push from behind, able to push him down, but it's 1st and goal from the 10-yard line here for Hudsonville as the Eagles are really threatening now for their first lead of the game. Van Lake with the gun, with the legs, I should say. We've seen the gun down the field a couple of times off the play action, but here able to show off the wheels as well. 9:48 and less to go. 3rd quarter, the mark is the 8-yard line, 1st and goal. Van Lake, the gun, give to Fox over the 10, down to the 5-yard line inside of the Grandville defense, mauling him down right there. See Braylon Haney in on the stop for the Bulldogs, along with Brett Becker on that tackle. 9:24 to go, and there is a Bulldog down and slow to get up and working his way back up to his feet right here. I believe it's actually Stephen Jackson on the inside of the defense. Wait for the official ID. It is Jackson, and Stephen is back up to his feet. Both teams are back to their sideline for the injury timeout that's not going to last very long. So Stephen is going to come off the field at the end of this play right here. Hudsonville will have a 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. They trail 22-20 in the 3rd quarter, but they're threatening. 2nd and goal from the 6. 9:20 to go. 3rd quarter. This would be the Eagles' first lead of the game. Grandville got the football, scored very quickly in the first minute of the game, and they've been chasing each other back and forth ever since. Here comes Cholik again into this power set. They will work out of the Wildcat quarterback power set. Chase Cholik, their senior safety, along with Bryce Fox here. And it'll be quarterback power to the left. Cholik breaking it free, lowering the head into the end zone for the 2nd time. And Hudsonville has taken their first lead, 26-22, from 6 yards out. Cholik, 2 carries and 2 touchdowns. He's able this time from 6 yards out to find his way in, and Hudsonville has taken their first advantage of this game, and now they've forced the Bulldogs into a big position, having to answer right back. Munoz will look to add the extra point and look to make it a 5-point advantage right here for the Eagles. 8:53 to go. Snap is down. Munoz with some pressure coming from Capco adds the XP. 27-22, Hudsonville, their first lead of this one. We will be right back.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
Hudsonville striking again. Chase Chowick bowling his way into the end zone for the second time today. And the Eagles have taken their first advantage off of that, 27-22 in the third quarter. Grandville gets ready to take the football for the first time. Geisey will send it away. Miguel Rojas again, the deep man, back for the Bulldogs. It'll be one of the up men, though, for Grandville, taken by Kopko up the far side. He'll drag it to around the 30-yard line, and Grandville will bring their offense onto the field again for their most important drive, maybe of this game. The defense was unable to come up with a stop there. Hudsonville able to move it down the field, mostly thanks to a really, really great play out of the sophomore Van Leck, able to leg it downfield inside the 10-yard line on a long quarterback keeper on the read option. And here comes the Grandville offense, trailing for the first time tonight and trailing for the first time in a couple of weeks. Two tight end T for Cash Ruff and company. Jaden Terry, Carson Kopko, Easton Sadinsky in the backfield, and this is Sadinsky. 2 touchdowns already for him. Play gets strung out. He's going to lose a yard. Nowhere to go and no ability to turn the corner at any point in time right there for Sadinsky. It is 2nd down and 11, back to the 29-yard line. Hudsonville starting to open up a little bit more of a momentum edge right here, and their defense riding the wave from the offense as Hudsonville has put back-to-back scores on the board, and Grandville needs an answer with 8:17 and less to go in the third quarter. Out of the 2 tight end T. Ruff, fake handoff, drop to pass from Cash. Pressure coming, dumped it off, got it up to just shy of the 40-yard line with Gibson Connolly, and the tight end is going to be able to just move the chains, or maybe it'll be 3rd and 1. Looks like it'll actually be 3rd and 1 on the mark for the Bulldogs. Ruff on the rollout, able to find his ranging tight end and able to nearly move the chains, but at least move the football right here as Grandville will bring it up 3rd and 1 from their own 39. 7:40 to go, third quarter. Ruff will break them out. Grandville back to the tee. They've stuck to the tee all game long so far in the early going. 1 high safety knobber for the Eagles. This is Sadinsky. He's got the first down, bowling his way. He needed the 40. He got exactly the 40 that he needed right there. Jonathan Karsten in on the tackle for the Eagles. So Sadinsky got the yard he needed, and Grandville moves the chains right here. 1st and 10, right up to that 40-yard line. Cash Ruff off the chain mover. Relays new message. Again, Grandville working again with Naraki and Connolly at the tight end positions in this one, as we've seen Connolly get in on the pass game for the first time. Here is Ruff. Delayed give and a drop to pass here from Ruff. Firing, looking for Terry. Got it! Jaden streaking into the open field. Touchdown Grandville! 60 yards to Tank! Jaden Terry with 6:47 to go in the third. Goes 60 yards with his 2nd straight week with a receiving touchdown and a 2nd straight week with a long one. And Grandville back on top 28-27. Oh, what a play from the sophomore. And Jaden, I mentioned it earlier again, he just picked up his 2nd D1 offer to Toledo this time to go along with that Central offer, And that is exactly why so many coaches are looking at him. He isn't just your traditional back out of the T system. It's in the pass game. It's with those stretch plays. It's with so many other little things that he does in his game. And Jaden Terry has given the Bulldogs the lead back as Cash Ruff hits him over the top from 60 yards out, 6:47 to go. Ruff will motion Easton Sininski here for the two-point conversion try. Ruff to roll. Pressure coming. Lobs it. Caught. Connolly, two-point conversion good. 30-27. Grandville goes up 3 on the two-point conversion, and the Bulldogs have taken the advantage back on their homecoming, and we will be right back.
There's something for everyone on Pizza Ranch's legendary buffet. Our pizza buffet features hot, cheesy goodness, slice after slice after slice. Try our signature pizzas or request your favorite combination with our Buffet Your Way option, and you'll get the first piece. With endless possibilities, you're sure to find your ranch favorites. Everyone will agree that cactus bread is the perfect dessert to end your meal. For legendary food that everyone loves, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
167 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going, and going, and going, and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
And welcome back. Ricky Browley's taken up to the 35-yard line where he got absolutely tattooed in the open field. And Hudsonville's offense now newly back down in this one, 30-27 in this back-and-forth affair. We'll get ready to come on the field. A game script completely against anything that Hudsonville certainly has been in this year. The last couple weeks against East Kentwood and Grand Haven, 17-10 or 17-14, 17-10 affairs in those games. So they certainly have been in more grinded-out style football games where defense has been the operative word, but offense has been all over in this one. From their own 35-yard line, here is Van Leck, the sophomore. Fox, the tailback, they motion the H and give it to Fox over the left side, and he's chopped up right back at the line of scrimmage. Grandville defense now riding that same momentum wave that the Hudsonville defense was just riding a moment ago as well. 6:25 and less to go, third quarter, 30-27 Grandville. Again, if you're just tuning in and kind of wondering those technical difficulties we are having on our graphics package, so a little bit more of a simple design tonight with the score up. So next time we're back on air, we'll have our typical graphics package back up and working, utilizing the in-house scoreboard within the graphics. So we'll have that going next time. And again, Van Lake will get ready to go to work with Bryce Fox out of the pistol. Grandville brings a 4 down front here. It is Fox again, the junior, stymied at the line of scrimmage. Stephen Jackson busting on through. It'll be 3rd down and 10. 2 plays going nowhere. Make it 3rd down and 12 even. Jackson busting through. 2 yards gone. And Hudsonville is backed up here with 5.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Certainly a look right there for our Car Center hit of the game. 3rd and 12 from their own 33-yard line. Van Lyck will work out of a 4 wide receiver set, and Grandville will show some pressure. Rolling across his body, the dump off, hauled in, Rojas the stop. It'll be 4th down on their own side of the field. Well defended by the Grandville defense right there. It was Paul on the grab, but hauled out by Rojas, and it'll be 4th down. From their own 39-yard line, 4th down. Hudsonville on 4th and 6, leaving the offense out there. Down 30-27 in the 3rd quarter, and maybe the play of the game, certainly that we have seen so far in this one. The Eagles spread it 4 wide here for Van Lake. They went to the hard count. They've already done this before. They, of course, punted out of it last time as they tried to get the Bulldogs to jump offside. New word here from Van Lake. Here's the sophomore. And a timeout call before he could snap it, so we likely may wind up seeing the punt unit this time coming on. 4:25 to go, third quarter. Grandville 30, Hudsonville 27. Are you in charge of planning a party or get-together? Wondering what to do? Let Terry Hall Roller Rink solve all of your problems. Terry Hall offers private party options for you and your guests. Birthday parties, holiday parties, engagement, bachelor and bachelorette, dances, or just getting the gang together for a night out. They can be your solution. They also offer birthday party options during public skating sessions if that better fits your schedule and needs. Visit them at terryhall.com for details. All skate. Everyone skate. Thanks again so much to the Derby Tavern and Terry Hall Roller Rink for their support of Hudsonville football on Michigan Sports Radio. Ron Cox and company bringing you that action throughout the year. And, of course, thanks to Centennial Securities and Farmers Insurance, your presenting sponsors for game night on Michigan Sports Radio. Hudsonville will bring the offense out. So they're going to trust their sophomore quarterback to try to make the play on 4th down and 6 from the 39-yard line right here. 4 wide receivers set with trips right. Grandville changes the front, snap to Van Lake. He's going to tuck it and look for the first on the ground. Graverson made the contact, twisted down, he's got the first down. The contact was made shy of the first, but Van Lake able to twist and turn for just enough to move the chains. And again, the sophomore continues to make plays. Griffin Baker off to a very good and undefeated start for this team. But there's a real discussion, I think, that may even be had by this Hudsonville coaching staff, because this sophomore has been absolutely sensational in his first ever varsity start here tonight. They go back to the 2 wide receiver look. Out of the pistol. The tailback is the big guy, Sumrell. He'll get it up the middle, and he's got it shy of the 50-yard line. Reed Graverson on the tackle for the Bulldogs after a gain of 2 or 3 on first down, just shy of first down. Grandville 30, Hudsonville 27 with 3:40 and less to go. Clock ticking in the third quarter. The mark officially will be the 46-yard line. That makes it 2nd down and 9 for the Eagles right here. 2nd and 9 for Hudsonville. Van Lake back to the gun this time with a 2 wide receiver set. Dykstra in motion. They fake it to him. A read option. Keeper blown up shy of the 50-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 7. Big hit taken right there, and you see Van Lake starting to kind of walk it off a little bit here as well, as Hudsonville will bring that spread unit out. They'll go 4 wide receivers. Geisy on the near side, on the far side, Dykstra. Paul will join Cole Williams also out to the far side of your screen. Bryce Fox back in at tailback. Grandville brings a 4 down front. 3rd down and 7 this time for the Eagles. Down 30-27 with 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Van Lake chased down by Haney, fires in the flat, caught by Dykstra, moves the chains. Another chain mover right there for the Eagles on 3rd down. This time it's Carson Dykstra, able to get just enough to move the chains, and the Eagles into Grandville territory. We saw it last week. That was the exact kind of play, really the last couple weeks, that Grand Haven and East Kentwood were able to convert against the Bulldogs. Those mid-range crossing pattern type plays to really, really good possession receivers, guys like Carson Dykstra. And from the 43-yard line, the Eagles will spread it out once again here. Van Lake will roll and drop to pass. The pressure coming, dumped off, caught by Geisy at the 40-yard line. He'll twist it up to the 30 where he's sent out of bounds, but he's got enough for the first down. Sadinsky on the tackle, and another chain mover from the Eagles right here with 2:21 to go in the third quarter. Now they're pretty efficient moving the football down the field. Seen Isaiah Laukin on some of these last plays as well for the Bulldogs, playing some outside backer on this drive for the Bulldogs. Again, Van Lake will work with trips to the left, out of the shotgun, 4 wide set, firing, looking for the end zone, broken up, but a flag is out. That was Josh Crater, a fellow sophomore, on the coverage down the field as they were trying to find Dykstra streaking. A pass interference penalty coming up against the sophomore. The Grandville faithful do not like that call. They'll let their displeasantries be known, and Hudsonville is going to get some great field position and get to move the chains. So pass interference against Josh Crater. 5th quarter rule. sophomore JV quarterback Crater. So JV quarterback versus JV quarterback right there between Van Lake and Crater down the field. 1:57 to go, third quarter. 30-27. The penalty will bring Hudsonville up to the Grandville 13-yard line. And again, Coach Sandy will spread the field right here as Grandville changes the defensive front. Here's Van Lake on the rollout. Pressure coming. He'll reverse field. The sophomore to the 10. Twisting down to the hard hit from Graverson to the 5-yard line. Newville also on the stop. Second and short, but a penalty marker is down behind the play on the far side. And they're calling it off. There is no penalty. So there is no penalty. The mark will be the 5-yard line for Hudsonville. So it'll be a 2nd down and 1 coming up right here. Eagles will make a substitution and bring this power unit out. They bolted into the end zone this way a couple times already, and they are going to look to try to do the same thing as Grandville will match with a little bit different defensive unit of their own right here. So here comes Chase Chowick, the senior safety. Plays Wildcat quarterback, has 2 touchdowns already in this format. 2nd down and 1 from the Grandville 5-yard line. 1:24 to go in the third, and the Bulldogs a 3-point lead. Hudsonville looking to take the advantage back. Here's Chowick. He'll run quarterback power again, and he's met in the hole by Reed Graverson and a host of Bulldogs shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 5-yard line. What a play by Graverson right there to meet him head-on in the hole and turn it into 3rd and 1. The growth of Reed Graverson this year as a junior middle linebacker. You see it on plays like that, how he was able to read it. Again, Chowick will bring it out of this power look right here. Couple of lead blockers to the strong side of the right, and they'll motion. From the pistol, Chowick. Trying to draw Grandville offside, and they'll look back to the sideline off the hard count for the new message. We tick inside 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. 30-27 Grandville. Here is the senior, busting it up, driving down. He's shy of the end zone, but he's got the first down. It's 1st and goal from the 2-yard line for the Eagles here. Inside 30 seconds to go. 30-27 Grandville. Chowick just unable to get in the end zone, but he did the bulk of what he needed to do, getting it down, and they'll work quickly with 17 seconds in the third. Chowick, again, left side, big hole, touchdown, a trio for the safety. Chase Chowick into the end zone, 33-30, Hudsonville back on top. From 3 yards out, he'll pound it in with 11 seconds on the third quarter clock. A back-and-forth affair, and Hudsonville has retaken the advantage in this one. The Eagles look to add the extra point and make it a 4-point game right here and take it out of field goal range, so to speak, for the Bulldogs. Ian Munoz, the junior, looking to add the extra point. Munoz able to add one more. 34-30, Hudsonville by 4, and we will be right back with 11 seconds to go in the third quarter.
I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. I've heard it said that professional coaches measure success in rings, college coaches measure success in championships, and high school coaches measure it in titles. But youth coaches measure success in smiles. At Centennial Securities, we're like the youth coach. Our success is measured by the smiles on the faces of our satisfied clients. If you're a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
The Eagles have struck again, 34-30 in the third quarter. Geisy will get ready to send it away to Miguel Rojas and the Grandville return unit. 11 seconds to go in the third quarter here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dreyer with the solo here tonight from Bulldog Stadium on Grandville homecoming. A charged up atmosphere. Jaden Terry caught a 60-yard TD strike last time for the Bulldogs to take the lead back. They will have to answer once more as these offense continue to trade punches down the stretch in this one. Geisy, the junior. Sends it away, and away we go. Again, 11 seconds to go. Low punching kick will trickle out of bounds, and the penalty markers will come out. And Grandville will pick up some pretty solid field position as Hudsonville was trying to keep that one away from Rojas and the dangerous Grandville return unit. 11 seconds on this third quarter clock, and a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs is forthcoming. So Grandville will start from their own 35-yard line off the out-of-bounds kickoff from Geisey, and here we go. So Hudsonville retaking the advantage. Their second lead of this contest. Both have come here in this third quarter. Cash Ruff, the TD pass last time down the field, has got the message from Coach Stagel, and he'll meet his unit to relay it. From their own 35. Again, just 11 seconds to go in the third quarter, so maybe just one play left in this third quarter of play as Grandville breaks it out. Down 4 now. Terry, Kopko, Sadinsky. Hudsonville brings 4 down linemen and 2 standing edge rushers. It's a stretch play to Easton Sadinsky. Good blocking, set up to the outside, and he's got it over the 45, and he's got a 1st down out of bounds with 5 seconds on the clock. Nice run again from Sadinsky. The junior has looked very good into the open field, and they're able to get that outside sealed as well on a run. We saw Kopko seal it before, does so again right there. So Grandville from the 46 now has got the 1st down. Both offenses have been pretty much unstoppable. Just one stop for either defense, and the Bulldogs will break it out here. 5 seconds to go, third quarter. They trail by 4. Ruff at the controls of the Bulldog offense. Looking briefly to Coach Stiegel, now turning. This is Kopko on the trap with nowhere to go. Maybe 2 yards, and that gets us to the end of the third quarter. 34-30. Hudsonville by 4 after 3 and 12 minutes to decide the border war. It's going to be a thriller. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio.
Michigan Hearing Experts sell and service several brands of hearing aids. Are you having trouble having a conversation or unable to hear the latest play of the game? We perform comprehensive hearing exams and use real ear measurements to ensure optimal functioning hearing aids for your unique needs. Our highly trained doctors of audiology are dedicated to helping you reconnect with your world. Visit MichiganHearingExperts.com to find a location near you and take the first step towards better hearing with Michigan Hearing Experts.
What would you do with some extra time? Shop Fastlane today.
Back underway to start the fourth quarter. Jaden Terry, the first touch of the fourth quarter. Not really much going there. He's only got, actually he's going to lose a yard back to the 48-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 8 now for Grandville. So the Bulldogs trailing 34-30 and facing a 3rd and 8. Hudsonville's defense with a really, really big opportunity right here as the Dogs break it out. Cass Ruff in the offense out of the Eric Stiegel 2 tight end power T. Ruff, fake and a turn. Ruff looking deep down the field, nearly intercepted, trying to find Connolly, incomplete. And it will be 4th down, but first, Zuderveen slow to get back up to his feet at the end of that play as he and Connolly crash together. So now Grandville faces a 4th down and 8 from their own 48, down 34-30 with 11:16 to go in the fourth quarter. Ruff will break them out. They will work out of the tee right here. Hudsonville bringing the defense in. Terry motions to the slot. Ruff, he'll roll the pass. Has some time. Looking over the middle. Broken up. Incomplete. A quick pass trying to find Garrett Naraki. And this time Zuderveen is again down. Lost his helmet at the end of that play. He'll get off the field after making the big play. And Grandville's offense comes up quickly empty. And here comes the Hudsonville offense. They lead it by 4, and they can change the momentum of this one big time right here. 11:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Hudsonville from the plus side of the field at the 48-yard line will bring their offense out. Brady Van Lake, the sophomore from the pistol. Tailback is Bryce Fox. Fake give. Van Lake off the back foot, lobbing, broken up. Good coverage right there by Carson Capco in the secondary, helping break that one up. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as Hudsonville looking to take a chunk out of it right away on this drive. They start in plus field position. Again, working out of the 2 wide receiver set on this drive. Williams and Dykstra are the wideouts. The H-back is going to be Cashton Have, the junior. Tight end, Jack Willis, who already has a receiving TD in this one, and Van Lake will work from the gun. Tailback is Fox here on 2nd and 10 with 11 minutes to go in the ball game. Van Lake, quarterback power, stopped up, turns it up, got the 45-yard line for about a 3rd and 6 coming up right here for the Eagles. Interesting decision point. Eagles will spread the field and bring out their 4-wide set right here, but with 3rd and 7 being the official call, if they're unable to get this, an interesting decision for an offense that's been getting a little bit more aggressive in terms of going for it down the stretch in this one. And Van Lake will again work out of a 4-wide set from the gun right here, trying to spread out the Grandville defense. He puts it on the ground. Blown up by Haney and a whole host more of the Grandville front line. Carson Kubzak, the leveling hit. The sophomore with a bobble. 4th down and 9. Hudsonville bringing out the punt unit. So it looks like, for the time being at least, Grandville has come up with the stop they needed. And we'll see Geisy and Zeiderveen get ready to punt this one away. Carson Kopko, Miguel Rojas stand back to bring this one back right here for the Bulldogs. Kopko to the near side. 9:50 to go, and the Grandville defense with their biggest answer of this game. Zeiderveen sends it away. Kopko fair catches. This takes a high, great bounce for Hudsonville, and the Eagles will down it inside the 5-yard line. So the Bulldogs will have to drive 95 on this drive if they're going to try to retake the advantage in the 4th quarter in this one. A homecoming showdown between the Bulldogs and the Eagles continuing. 9:37 to go, 4th quarter, 34-30 Hudsonville. The Eagles have led twice, both times in the 2nd half, and Cash Ruff will break out the Grandville offense. Dogs out of the tee from their own 5-yard line. Ruff, the give to Terry, who shimmies his way to around the 10-yard line to give a little bit of breathing room to the Bulldog offense right there. 9:24 to go, and for Grandville, taking up time, important along with scoring points when you look at what this game script could possibly be, and a chance to maybe take up a lot of time as they have got to go the length of the field from their own 9-yard line here for a 2nd and 6 play after the Bulldogs sophomore was able to pick up 4 yards on 1st down. 9 minutes to go. Grandville trails by 4, and they'll break out of the tee from their own 9. Ruff, give to Sadinsky with space. Sadinsky breaking into the open field. 1 man to beat. He beat him. Easton Sadinsky, 3rd touchdown of the game. Going the distance. 91 yards. And the Bulldogs lead it with 8:39. What a play. Sadinsky again. Easton Sadinsky. 8:39 to go. Changes the ball game one more time. The Bulldogs retake the advantage, make it 36-34. Back and forth we go. A trio of TDs from Sadinsky. 2 of them, both 75 yards plus. This one, 91 to the house from Sadinsky. And the Bulldogs will send out Karanen to add the extra point here. Newville to hold. Karanen, right leg through the football, blocked! It's blocked! Britnell got the hand in there, and Hudsonville blocks the Grandville extra point. It will stay a 2-point game. The Dogs were trying to make it 3, but Connor Britnell, the junior, got the paw in there, blocks it away. 8:39 to go. Grandville has retaken the lead. We will be right back from Bulldog Stadium.
Hey football fans, West Michigan Plumbers, Fitters, and Service Trades Local Union 174 is taking applications for apprenticeship from October 16th through October 27th. UA Local 174 apprentices earn great wages, excellent benefits, and paid training. Serving West Michigan since 1891. Find more information at ua174.org. That's ua174.org.
All right, welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Easton Sadinsky streaks 91 yards to the house. Grandville retakes the lead, and the Bulldogs will poach it away. Settle down at the 30, and Hudsonville's offense will start inside their own 30-yard line here. 8:36 to go. The Eagles were stopped last time. We'll see if the Grandville defense can come up with one more stop with 8.5 minutes to go, and the edge now back on the Bulldogs' side. This rivalry game has given us so many classics. When you think back over the years, 2019 overtime game, 2020 Grandville winning, 2018 overtime game, 2020 the Bulldogs winning in the final minute, and all these other back and forth games throughout the years. We seem to have another one going again right here as the Eagles in Van Lake will again spread them 4 wide. The sophomore fires off the back foot, corralled, and twisted down around the first down marker. It was Williams able to haul that one in for about 8 or 9 on first down, and second and short coming up for the Eagles right here. Rocky credited the tackle for the Bulldogs. Grandville 36, Hudsonville 34. The clock ticks under 8:10 to go. A 2nd and 1 for the Eagles from their own 38-yard line. They stick with the spread set. Cole Williams, the junior, who just hauled that last one in, again will be isolated to the far side. And again, the sophomore Van Lake will work from the gun. Another roll, another look to pass. Van Lake firing, hauled in, first down. That's Quinn Paul moving the chains for the Eagles past the 40-yard line. And the Bulldogs will reset here defensively off Sanchez being able to make that tackle. 1st and 10, 43-yard line for Hudsonville. 7:46 to go. Grandville leads by 2 in the 4th. Unbeaten Hudsonville, 1 loss Grandville. Again, that 1 loss coming to Davison, a true state title threat. Geisy put in motion. Van Lake firing, hauled in. First down Hudsonville over the 40-yard line. Snagged by Carson Dykstra. Dykstra moving the chains again. The mid-range passing game for Hudsonville. They're keeping the field spread, and they're finding a lot of success right now in this part of the game. 7.5 to go. 1st and 10 from the Grandville 39 now. The Eagles now back down 2 after they were able to block the Grandville extra point on the heels of the long Sadinsky touchdown. Fox motions out. They'll fake it to him, and Van Lake will get blown up. He'll get maybe a yard, pushing ahead right there. He threw the stiff arm to Braylon Haney, but was still corralled at the end of all of it. 2nd down and 9. Seven minutes to go, 4th quarter. Van Lake and Fox in the backfield, and again, Hudsonville, as they've done really all second half long. They've kept the defense spread out as much as possible for the Bulldogs, and they've been going to that mid-range passing game, like similar to what East Kentwood and Grand Haven did a little bit the last couple weeks against the Dogs as well. Van Lake will roll across his body and look to run, and he's got some space. He's got it to the 20, and he'll get it inside the red zone. First down, a big hit taken again by the sophomore, laying it all out there and moving the chains. The performance from this Hudsonville sophomore, and again, if you missed the story, Griffin Baker, their junior starter, out for at least the next couple weeks, so It's the JV quarterback, the sophomore, who is kind of a fifth-quarter rule kid, hasn't really gotten any varsity playing time, who has been absolutely terrific today for Hudsonville, and he'll drop to pass again. Dumped off in the flat, batted down and nearly intercepted. Emery Moody nearly had the INT on the batted pass at 2nd and 10 from the 18-yard line. Moody nearly turned this game completely on its head one more time, unable to come up with that one off the deflection, and Hudsonville with a second break and a chance to go for it one more time on 2nd and 10 here from the 18-yard line. 6:16 to go, fourth quarter. Grandville by 2, 4 wide set. Paul isolated in the near side of the field here. Bulldogs shifting up the front. Van Lake will roll the pass again. Pressure gets picked up. Firing short, incomplete. He was looking for Williams, who was unable to make the grab at the chest. So 3rd and 10, and remember and think of how big that missed extra point now could be for the Bulldogs, as it's a 2-point game in Hudsonville, who have been a very good pass rushing team, or a kicking team, in the past. We'll get ready to go for it here on 3rd and 10. Jaden Terry is out there as a corner right now, and the Bulldogs showing some pressure. Van Lake will look back to the sideline off the hard count. So Jaden Terry, we see him as a blitzing safety a lot of times. He's playing the far side corner, matched up on Williams right here. Terry into the ball game. 6:11 to go. 3rd and 10 for Hudsonville from the 18, and a timeout from the Hudsonville sideline. We will take one as well and be right back here from Bulldog Stadium.
Then let's take a look. As I mentioned over the phone, wear and tear.
Oh man, they're never gonna buy this thing. Wear and tear? Well, there's the coffee stain on the seat. It needs new brakes. All 4 wheels squeak. The passenger door doesn't even have a handle. Not to mention that one time I went to my uncle's farm and backed up into a truck full of shit.
Should about cover it. You're all set.
Oh.
Don't overthink it. Seller to Weller.
There's something for everyone on Pizza Ranch's legendary buffet. Our pizza buffet features hot, cheesy goodness, slice after slice after slice. Try our signature pizzas or request your favorite combination with our Buffet Your Way option, and you'll get the first piece. With endless possibilities, you're sure to find your ranch favorites. Everyone will agree that cactus bread is the perfect dessert to end your meal. For legendary food that everyone loves, there's so
6 minutes, 11 seconds to go. 3rd and 10 for Hudsonville from the Grandville 18-yard line. The Bulldogs lead it by 2, and the Eagles will break it out. You see Griffin Baker, their junior injured quarterback, among the group that was helping get the message in out of the sideline. And the Eagles will get ready to go to work, and they bring in Chase Cholik on 3rd and 10. They bring in the Wildcat quarterback on 3rd and 10 from the 18-yard line right here. Cholik puts Dykstra in motion across the line of scrimmage, and Cholik will take it, bouncing the outside. Got away from Moody. Chased down, sent down. 4th down. Chase Cholik across the field. Miguel Rojas on the tackle. What a play call. What a moment to bull up for the Bulldogs. It'll be 4th and 10 from the 18-yard line. Here comes Munoz. Hudsonville is going to look to take the lead with a field goal here. A 35-yard attempt. 35-yard attempt for the junior Munoz. 5:42 and less to go. Clock running, and Grandville a 1-point lead. Munoz kick. Good. From 35, Ian Munoz able to hit from long range, and Hudsonville has taken a 1-point advantage, 37-36. We will be right back.
Can you identify your number one personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Ian Munoz continuing the really, really great tradition of Hudsonville kickers, and Hudsonville kickers making big kicks in this game against Grandville. Nails one from 35 yards out, and with 5.5 minutes to go, Hudsonville has taken a 1-point lead. Carson Geisey will get ready to send it away. Miguel Rojas on the return for the Bulldogs. We'll see if the junior sends it away or if they'll pooch it this time. Sent down to the 10-yard line and taken here by Rojas. Ducks a defender, has it over the 30. Grandville will start from their own 32-yard line. They now trail by a point. 5 minutes, 17 seconds to go here on game night. Nate Dreyer with you here tonight. Solo, Chandler Timmer choosing one heck of a night to not be here for certain. Missing the game of the year so far between these two rivals. An electric atmosphere on homecoming. And with 5:17 to go, Hudsonville retaking 1-point advantage, 37-36. First and 10 for Grandville from their own 32-yard line. Cash Ruff will work out of the tee. Hudsonville brings a 4 down front. This is Sedinsky busting over the 35 for 4 or 5 on first down. Easton Sedinsky has certainly been one of the front runners for our Rainbow Grill Player of the Game Award. 3 touchdowns for him. And then on the other side of things, you think about Hudsonville's attack from Brady Van Lake and the sophomore and what he's done at the quarterback position as well. Certainly up there in consideration for that award. It's a gain of 4 to the 36-yard line, and the Bulldogs will go to work. 2nd and 6 with 4:45 to go in the 4th. Ruff. Give to Sedinsky. Bouncing, turning it. Sedinsky's got the first down. What a run, just shy of the 50-yard line. Hauled down by Trenton Knobber, the free safety. But again, Easton Sedinsky throwing stiff arms and using the legs to stretch it to the outside and move the chains for the Bulldogs. We tick under 4.5 to go in the 4th quarter. 37-36, the mark is the 48-yard line. Ruff in from the sideline. Sedinsky a little battered after that last run. He'll find his way to the sideline, and Reed Graverson will check in his place. The Bulldogs down a point, run it up to the line of scrimmage right here. 1st and 10 from the 48, down a point with 4 minutes exactly to go. It's a give to Jaden Terry. Terry bounces. Terry finds the 40. Terry finds the first down, and Jaden Terry has got it inside the 30-yard line. What a run! Jaden Terry, the tank, with a big answer there, and the Bulldogs into Hudsonville territory. A penalty marker is down at the end of the play. It was at the end of the play. There was Terry got hit into the bench. There was some back and forth, and it looks like it's coming back against the Bulldogs. 2 fouls. Offsetting face mask penalties. And that play is negated. So a big offsetting penalty, a couple of face masks grabbed, and Jaden Terry's big run of around 20 yards is negated, and Grandville is back onto their own side of the football field right here, and they'll have to draw something up again. The clock now is at 3:50. Grandville, 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line, 37-36 Eagles. Bulldogs out of the tee right here. Ruff, turn, give, tripped up just over the 50-yard line. is Jaden Terry for 2 yards. So unable to bust anything close to what they got last time. Sadinsky will go back to the sideline. Graverson and Medeois will come in. 3.5 to go, and you have to wonder if this might be one of the alternate formations coming out from Coach Stiegel's playbook. 3:24 and less to go. 37-36. Grandville right at midfield, down a point. Hudsonville clean the lead off the 35-yard field goal. They'll stick out of the tee right here. Graverson and Medeois, more of a power running unit in right here. Ruff, he'll turn, give, Terry, busting into the open field. There he goes, Jaden Terry. Grandville with an answer and another Bulldog lead. Tank to the house, 50 yards, 3 minutes to go. Touchdown Grandville. 42-37 Bulldogs. Jaden Terry from 50 yards. Back and forth we go. Dogs by 5, and now a very big 2-point conversion attempt on the way. And Grandville will go an alternate single back formation right here. Dogs go single back. Deep back is Terry. They flip it to Kopko, who's in for the 2-point conversion. And the Dogs lead by 7, 44-37. 3 minutes to go. We will be right back.
There's something for everyone on Pizza Ranch's legendary buffet. Our pizza buffet features hot, cheesy goodness, slice after slice after slice. Try our signature pizzas or request your favorite combination with our Buffet Your Way option, and you'll get the first piece. With endless possibilities, you're sure to find your ranch favorites. Everyone will agree that cactus bread is the perfect dessert to end your meal. For legendary food that everyone loves, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
167 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going, and going, and going, and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
Welcome back to game night. 44-37. Grandville will pooch it away. So the Dogs with a big 2-point conversion on top of the big 50-yard TD from Jaden Terry with 2:58 to go have very importantly stretched it to a 7-point advantage. And here comes Braden Lape, the sophomore, again at the controls of this Hudsonville offense. And what a moment for this kid. Now trailing late in this back-and-forth affair. Nate Dreyer with you on game night here tonight. Solo, missing my partner in crime, typically Chandler Timmer, is off tonight. And boy, Chandler, I don't know if you are able to be tuned in right now. You sure picked one to miss. I got to tell you what. Hudsonville will spread them 4 wide. 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. Van Lake turns. Looking downfield, pressure coming from Kubzak, firing incomplete, 2nd and 10 from the 23. 2:52 clock stop, 4th quarter. KJ Landis, defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs, looking to draw something up right here to really flip this game in his 3rd season as the DC for the Bulldogs under head coach Eric Stiegel, who works in his 10th season here. And Brent Sandy on the other side, and his staff will draw it up for their sophomore signal caller. Tailback Bryce Fox will stay in there against the 4-wide set here, or with the 4-wide set. 2:52 to go. Van Lake fires, caught by Paul at the 30. Putting the moves on, was unable to escape for long enough to get the first down as he got trampled from behind by Becker and Haney. It'll be 3rd down and short for the Eagles. It'll be 3rd and 1 on the mark from the 32-yard line. Hudsonville trails by 7. The clock ticks under 2:30 to go and still running here. Van Lake the call in from the sideline. 4-wide set. Bulldogs inching up and showing a little bit of pressure right here. Van Lake will run it. The sophomore has got the first down, diving to the 35-yard line, tackle by Graverson. Clock is ticking, under 2:10 to go. Grandville by 7, and the Eagles at their own 35-yard line. They have to work with a little bit of pace right here. Grandville gives up the first down, but doing okay on time as Hudsonville is fighting the scoreboard and the clock on this drive. Snap to the sophomore. Van Lake throws, hauled in by Geisey, turns it up to just shy of the 40-yard line. Good tackle made, only a gain of about 2 right there. Jackson Sanchez on the stop, the smallest guy in the secondary, but boy, he packs a punch out there. It is second down. 1:46 to go. The Eagles have one timeout. There's a penalty marker down on the far side of the field. That's what we are waiting on right here. The officials are convening, and we will wait for the call on that. 1:46 to go in the fourth. Long word from the officials right here. Not sure what it is. As the flag came out, it kind of looked like with the tackle maybe. Jackson Sanchez, Jaden Terry are switching things out, and it sounds like we'll get the call coming in here. Wow. A late hit is called against Reed Graverson. 15 free yards to the Eagles in the plus territory. The Bulldog faithful, I think, thinking back to the last drive, certainly don't like that call. But Hudsonville now gets a big break. They get it into Grandville territory, and they'll get it up 1st and 10 to the Bulldog 48-yard line. 1:46 to go. They trail by a touchdown and an extra point. Van Lake drops to pass, fires, hauled in just shy of the 40-yard line. Haney helped wrestle down Williams on the stop, and the Eagles able to get 8 yards, but they got to keep it moving. The clock ticks, under 90 seconds to go. Hudsonville still one timeout on the ledger here, down 44-37. Van Lake will work from the gun. The sophomore called up for his first ever varsity start here tonight, and in the heat of battle, Van Lake firing deep down the sideline, incomplete, unable to hit the streaking Cole Williams. It'll be 3rd down and 2, back at the Grandville 40. Overthrown football as they're trying to take a shot. The Grandville homecoming crowd ready to break into a frenzy. The clock at 1:10 to go. 3rd and 2 from the 40. Grandville by 7. Van Lake from the gun. Rolling. Chased. Dumps it. Incomplete. Carson Dykstra unable to secure it. 4th down and 2 with 1:04 to go. The Grandville defense looking to hold. Eagles with one timeout. 44-37. Grandville looking to stretch it to a 4-game winning streak over the rival Hudsonville and hang on and stay unbeaten in the OK Red. The Eagles looking to go to 5-0 in general on this season. Van Lake looks to the sideline. Penalty marker down. It's an offside. It's a free first down. The hard count gives away a free first down on 4th down. Big mistake by the Bulldog front line. And Hudsonville, with a fresh set of downs, moves to the Grandville 35-yard line. 1st down and 10. 1:04 on the clock. Grandville by 7. Van Lake from the gun. Getting ready to go to work. Fox the tailback, 4 receivers set. Williams isolated to the far side of your screen. Grandville showing some pressure. Van Lake to roll. Tucking it down, evading one man. Penalty marker is down as he cuts it back up and gets hit hard at the 25-yard line. Laid out by Ethan Newville. Penalty marker, though, is down in the backfield, and that's a hold against the Eagles, where he was able to break it open. A penalty marker down. The huge hit not even going to count. And Van Lake, who's been laying his body out there, took a huge shot trying to keep this game and drive going, and the Eagles will march back. 55 seconds on the clock. Grandville 44, Hudsonville 37. From the Bulldog 45-yard line, 4 wide receivers set. From the gun, Brady Van Lake, the sophomore. Fox the tailback, the junior off his hip. Bulldogs bring 4 down front. The clock is running under 45 seconds to go here. Van Lake. Oh, false start on its way. Penalty markers from both sides. The right guard jumped. That was Landon Rose, the senior. 5 more yards taken away, and that will back Hudsonville to the 50-yard line. First down and 25. Grandville crowd breaking to their feet even more. 36 seconds to go. 1 timeout remains for the Eagles. They trail by 7. The Grandville defense looking to come up with a stop of the game and the stop of the year for them. Van Lake, the drop to pass. The sophomore with some time, now looking to escape. Rolling across his body, firing deep for Williams. Overthrown. Incomplete, 2nd and 25. Looking for Williams, overthrown by about 5 yards down the sideline. Clock stops with 21 seconds to go. Hudsonville, 2nd down and 25 from the 50, but with 21 seconds on the clock, they're fighting the clock more than they are the down and distance anyway. From the 50-yard line, down 7. Eagles out of a 4-wide set. Van Lick from the gun. The sophomore dumps it off. Caught by Fox, the junior, rumbling up over the 40-yard line. And he's twisted down by Jaden Terry. 9 seconds and less. Hudsonville going to have to burn that timeout, and they do. Jaden Terry helping hunt him down for the tackle for just one more great play by that young man. And Hudsonville has got 8 seconds, and they call their final timeout. We'll stay with you. Welcome inside. Eight seconds to go. Grandville by 7. What a game. I know I just said it, but again, Chandler, what a game to miss, bud. Unbelievable, and the audience certainly missing you more than I even am, because that would give 2 of us to try to break down what we've seen tonight, and I don't know if that would even be enough. Grandville 44, I should say. Hudsonville 37. Homecoming for the Bulldogs in a border war. 8 seconds on the clock. Hudsonville from the 37-yard line. They've burned their final timeout, so they are essentially looking to the end zone here. Again, they are playing a sophomore quarterback, making his first ever start. Brady Van Lake, who has looked incredible tonight. Big plays, couple touchdown passes. Grandville, the offense and the student section and the cheerleaders are fired up. Here we go. Brady Van Lake from the 37-yard line. 8 seconds on the clock. Grandville by 7. The Bulldogs looking to hang on. The Eagles looking for a miracle. Van Lake. Pressure coming. Stepping up. Spinning. Evading. Here comes Moody. Got it away. Leaping interception attempt. Pass incomplete. Zeros across the scoreboard. Grandville wins. The Bulldogs hang on. And Grandville stretches it to a 4-year winning streak against their arch rivals in the game of the year on Grandville Homecoming. What an atmosphere. What a moment. The fireworks being set off and the handshake line. Where do you even begin to describe this one here tonight? Grandville 44, Hudsonville 47, the final. Unreal performance in Grandville. Stays unbeaten within the OK Red. Hudsonville suffers their first loss of this campaign. It's a homecoming win. It's a wild win. And Grandville with a statement on their home field, winning a back-and-forth duel. Welcome inside Bulldog Stadium, and welcome to our Centennial Securities post-game show. Oh my goodness, what a win, what a moment, what moments I should say, back and forth down the stretch. One of the football games certainly that we will see all year long, maybe the football game, best football game we'll see played in West Michigan this year. Grandville hangs on, and they move to 4-1 on the year. We have got so much more to break down. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back here from Bulldog Stadium.
Bowling is a great time that combines great friends, football, and bowling. Compete against your friends or family, throwing a football at 10 real bowling pins. You can bring in your own food, or they have a pair of 45-foot bars featuring soft drinks and adult beverages. Visit bowlingwarehouse.com, Grand Rapids, to reserve your lanes.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your neighborhood.
The Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grshof.com.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your neighborhood.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Both teams gather around their coaches off this one. 44-37. Grandville, the win here tonight in absolutely unbelievable fashion. And what a game, back and forth down the stretch. In the final moments, though, it was Jaden Terry from 50 yards racing to the house and putting the Dogs up for good. They also got the huge two-point conversion to make it a 7-point game. All right, let's do some awards, shall we, here on the Centennial Securities post-game show. Let's start with the Farmers Insurance play of the game. I just mentioned. Now, I don't even know where to begin. There were 12 plays of the game in this one for sure. But let's go with the one that was the winning score. Jaden Terry, 50 yards, streaking to the house. The sophomore's third total on the game. Absolutely unbelievable breakaway speed. He did it again, and he puts the Dogs up for good in this one. Next, our Centennial Securities winning game plan, best play call of the game. And remember that Centennial Securities offers the investment and advice for your best financial game plan. And how about head coach Eric Stiegel for the Bulldogs drawing up the pass play to Jaden Terry for the Bulldogs' first score of the second half. They went 60 yards, throwing it over the top of the defense to a streaking Terry. It put Grandville back on top after Hudsonville had gained it. Also, that two-point conversion, the reverse play to Carson Kopko, a really, really great and gutsy play design as well. Rainbow Grill presents our Player of the Game Award. Remember, Rainbow Grill is in Grandville, is open from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and currently half a sandwich and a side is $9.09 from 11 to 2, 11 a.m. 2 p.m. daily. Also, Wet Burrito Wednesdays are from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'm going to wuss out. I'm not going to pick someone. Sadinsky had 3 touchdowns. Terry had 3 touchdowns. They are both absolutely unbelievable. We'll go co-player of the game to Easton Sadinsky and Jaden Terry. They certainly deserve each of it deserve it, and there's 12 other names on both sides of the ball that certainly deserve that award. Our Car Center hit of the game, we go back to the third quarter. There were a lot of big hits, but Stephen Jackson in particular filled the hole, had a big leveling blow that eventually would lead to Hudsonville unable to finish off that drive in the third quarter, so a big hit right there for our Car Center hit of the game. Unbelievable. Grandville 4-1 on the season, the same mark now for Hudsonville, but the Bulldogs stay unbeaten and atop the OK Red, an absolute thriller here tonight in a back-and-forth affair. And what's coming up next week? Well, as I mentioned a little bit earlier on, no MGN broadcast and no tailgate report. traveling, something pre-scheduled with my schedule, so we will not, unfortunately, at West Otto be on the air. I do believe, though, the plan I think I first saw was for 96-1 to possibly be at that game, so you should still be covered from that beautiful stadium. Of course, find your way out there to West Otto, to that absolutely beautiful stadium. But unfortunately, man, this sucks. No tailgate report next week because, man, I wanted a chance to try to break this one down. I don't know. I said no tailgate report, and I'm leaving like early in the week, but I don't know what we're going to try to put out because that was absolutely an unbelievable game. But I don't even know how we'd put it into words. That's really the main thing. I don't even know how we would take up an hour without just blubbering on like I am right now. What a back-and-forth game. That's probably going to be the game of the year in West Michigan. You got to see it live right here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. For Chandler Timmer, who couldn't be with us tonight, and everyone else at Michigan Sports Radio and Michigan Game Night, I am Nate Dreyer signing off. What a game. Grandville survives 44-37 over Hudsonville, and the Dogs pick up a homecoming win. We'll see you all next time.